In the hushed stillness of a centuries-old library, the air thick with dust and the faint scent of aging parchment, a small, unassuming book lay hidden among countless others. Its cover, once a vibrant hue of crimson and gold, had dulled with age, the leather worn and cracked like a weathered face. To the untrained eye, it was just another relic, a forgotten fragment of history. But to those who dared to look closer, the Voynich Manuscript whispered secrets older than memory itself, a puzzle that defied understanding, a riddle that had eluded scholars for centuries. Its very existence posed a question that no one had yet answered. Why had this book survived when so much else had vanished into time? The manuscript was not discovered in some grand ceremonial unveiling, nor did it arrive accompanied by fanfare or acclaim. It surfaced quietly, almost mysteriously, surfacing from obscurity like a specter from the past. When Wilfrid Voynich first laid eyes upon it in 1912, he was an experienced collector of rare books, accustomed to seeing ancient texts and obscure treatises. Yet even he, seasoned and worldly, was captivated by its strangeness. The manuscript was composed of vellum pages, carefully prepared, each leaf meticulously bound together. Every page bore symbols and diagrams that seemed both familiar and impossibly foreign. The text flowed like a river whose source had been lost, a stream of characters that no living linguist could recognize, a language that refused to bend to logic or pattern. It was beautiful, alien, and infuriating all at once. As the pages were carefully turned, illustrations emerged that seemed drawn from the imagination of a mind untethered from reality. Plants that could exist only in dreams sprouted across the pages, their leaves curling in ways that defied botany, their roots twisting in impossible knots. Strange celestial diagrams swirled like maps of a cosmos unseen, while naked figures bathed in pools of water that glimmered with colors unknown. Each illustration was more than decoration. It was a message, a fragment of meaning concealed within layers of secrecy. The deeper one looked, the more questions arose. Who had drawn these images? What knowledge were they trying to preserve? And why did the book speak in a code that no one could crack? The manuscript provenance was as mysterious as its contents. Carbon dating would later reveal that the vellum originated from the early 15th century, around the 1400s, but beyond that, its history was a murky haze. Some suggested it had been owned by alchemists or scholars attempting to hide forbidden knowledge, while others whispered of secret societies and occult orders that had guarded its pages jealously. For decades, its journey was a tapestry of conjecture, lost in the shadowy corridors of history. It was a book that had endured wars, the shifting tides of empires, and the casual neglect of centuries, surviving when countless other treasures had been reduced to ash or dust. And yet, despite its survival, the manuscript offered no clues, leaving all who encountered it suspended between or in frustration. As scholars and cryptographers peered into its depths, the emotional weight of the manuscript became evident. The Voynich Manuscript was not merely a puzzle. It was a mirror reflecting humanity's relentless quest for knowledge, the burning desire to understand what lies beyond our grasp. Each failed attempt at decoding it brought a pang of disappointment, a reminder of the limits of human comprehension. Yet the allure remained irresistible. There was something intoxicating about a secret that refused to yield, a book that seemed almost alive in its resistance, challenging every intellect, mocking every hypothesis, daring anyone who approached it to prove themselves worthy of its truths. One cannot underestimate the psychological impact of encountering such an enigma. In a quiet study, late at night, the manuscript could evoke a strange mixture of fear and reverence. Its cryptic pages seemed to pulse with intention, as if the book were conscious of the mind scrutinizing it. Scholars reported an uncanny sensation, a feeling that they were being watched by the unseen hand of history, that the very act of attempting to decipher it bound them to centuries of secrecy. The Voynich Manuscript was more than ink on parchment. It was a vessel of mystery, a testament to the enduring power of the unknown. And as the torchlight flickered across its pages, one question remained ever present, haunting the minds of those who dared to study it. What knowledge was so dangerous, so profound, that it demanded to remain hidden, surviving through centuries, yet never revealing itself? Perhaps the manuscript's greatest power lay not in what it contained, but in what it refused to reveal. Every leaf turned was a journey into the unknown, a confrontation with the limits of understanding. Each symbol, each illustration, was a reminder that some mysteries are designed to endure, that history is as much about the questions we cannot answer as the truths we uncover. The Voynich Manuscript was a book lost in time, yet paradoxically alive in its capacity to stir the imagination, to ignite obsession, to challenge the human mind. Its silence was deafening, its presence magnetic, and as the shadows of the library stretched across the floor, and the dust settled once more over its unassuming cover, one thought lingered. The greatest stories are not always the ones we can read, but the ones that defy reading altogether. In the end, the Voynich Manuscript stands as a monument to mystery, a silent witness to centuries of human curiosity, ambition, and the insatiable drive to know. It is a puzzle that has confounded the greatest minds, yet its power lies not in being solved, but in the questions it inspires, in the awe it evokes. The book waits still, patient and enigmatic, its secrets intact, daring the next seeker to try, to fail, and to wonder. And so, the story begins here, with a book lost in time, whispering across centuries, inviting all who encounter it to step into a labyrinth of wonder, curiosity, and the unending quest for meaning. As the pages of the Voynich Manuscript are turned, a strange sense of both wonder and unease descends upon the observer. Unlike any book known to humankind, it does not communicate in words we can speak or sentences we can parse. The script flows like a river of symbols, elegant yet incomprehensible, looping and curling with a rhythm that hints at meaning yet stubbornly resists interpretation. Some letters appear like familiar Latin characters, others resemble curlicues drawn by a fevered hand, and still more are entirely alien. Linguists, cryptographers, and mathematicians alike have stared into its depths for decades, only to emerge with more questions than answers. Its text is, for lack of a better word, a visual symphony of enigma, a written melody no one alive can hear in full. The illustrations amplify the manuscript's aura of mystery. On each page, fantastical plants twist and bloom in impossible ways. Leaves curve with mathematical precision, yet seem utterly impossible in the natural world. Flowers sprout with uncanny symmetry, their shapes and petals like nothing catalogued in any known herbarium. Scholars have attempted to match these illustrations with real flora, scouring medieval texts, botanical drawings, and modern databases, but most remain unidentifiable. It is as if the manuscript captures the essence of life that never existed, a world imagined by a mind simultaneously meticulous and surreal. Each leaf is a portal into an alternate reality, a universe where nature obeys unknown laws and where symbols hold hidden, tantalizing meaning. Yet the manuscript does not confine itself to botany. Astronomical diagrams adorn many pages, featuring stars, suns, moons, and zodiac symbols rendered in elegant precision. Some charts suggest maps of the heavens, yet the constellations often do not match any known star formation. Other diagrams depict complex cosmological cycles, possibly hinting at knowledge of astronomy or astrology far ahead of its time. The presence of celestial patterns intertwined with the plants and human figures suggests a deliberate, almost obsessive attempt to connect the earthly with the cosmic, the tangible with the intangible. It is a vision that is part science, part art, part something that defies classification altogether. Perhaps the most enigmatic elements of the manuscript are its depictions of human figures. Across multiple pages, small naked figures, mostly women, are shown bathing in pools or streams connected by elaborate plumbing-like structures. Some appear to float within interconnected circles or tubes, as though participating in some ritual of purification or alchemical transformation. Their gestures are both familiar and uncanny, conveying emotion, intention, or perhaps instruction, yet their purpose remains entirely opaque. Are they symbolic representations of health, mystical beliefs, or encoded medical knowledge? Every illustration seems to offer a clue, Yet each clue is shrouded in deliberate ambiguity, as though the manuscript itself is teasing the viewer, daring us to understand what was never meant to be fully comprehended. The manuscript's construction adds another layer of intrigue. Its vellum pages are finely prepared, suggesting painstaking craftsmanship. Each leaf was carefully written and illustrated by hand, indicating months, if not years, of work. There are signs of corrections and erasures, subtle shifts in ink color, and careful layering of text over images. Whoever created it was meticulous, deliberate, and, perhaps most importantly, obsessed with secrecy. This was not a casual notebook or whimsical creation. It was a carefully engineered enigma, a work intended to endure, to challenge, and perhaps to communicate something profound to an audience that might never arrive. The Voynich Manuscript has resisted classification in every dimension. Scholars have debated whether the text represents a constructed language, an elaborate cipher, or even a sophisticated hoax. Statistical analysis has revealed patterns that resemble natural languages, yet no one has been able to identify words or grammar with certainty. Computer models and algorithms have been applied to its text, but results remain inconclusive, highlighting both the brilliance of its construction and the depth of its mystery. It is a book that defies expectation, one that forces the reader to confront the limits of understanding while inspiring or at the complexity of human creativity. Its allure is not purely intellectual. It carries an emotional charge. To hold the manuscript, to study its pages, is to feel a connection across centuries, a direct line to an unknown mind whose thoughts remain just beyond reach. There is a thrill in confronting a puzzle that has eluded countless others, a mixture of frustration, fascination, and reverence. Every page turned is a journey deeper into an unknown consciousness, a reminder that human curiosity is as inexhaustible as the manuscript itself. It is a testament to the enduring power of mystery, a challenge that transcends time, culture, and knowledge. Despite its captivating beauty and the decades of study, the Voynich Manuscript maintains an almost mocking silence. It refuses to reveal its secrets, leaving scholars, historians, and code breakers in a constant state of pursuit. Its enigmatic script, surreal illustrations, and seemingly deliberate obfuscation create an emotional tension that has gripped generations. There is a strange intimacy in this frustration, a sense that the manuscript is alive, aware of our attempts, and willing to reward patience and intellect only selectively. It is a relic of human history that seems to breathe, pulse, and watch, quietly daring the next seeker to step forward. Ultimately, the manuscript's greatest power may lie in its incomprehensibility. In a world where information is increasingly accessible, when knowledge is catalogued, digitized, and searchable, the Voynich Manuscript remains a sanctuary of the unknowable. It reminds us that not all mysteries are meant to be solved immediately, that some puzzles are designed to stretch human imagination and resilience. Its presence in a quiet archive, awaiting the next curious mind, is both a challenge and an invitation to engage with the unknown, to confront our limitations, and to marvel at the enduring genius of a creation that continues to confound, inspire, and haunt centuries after its pages were first written. The Voynich Manuscript is not merely a book. It is an experience, a confrontation with the extraordinary, a testament to human curiosity, and a symbol of the secrets history still guards. It waits, silent yet brimming with possibility, ready to draw in anyone brave enough to attempt its decoding, aware that each new reader may come closer, or perhaps drift further, into its labyrinthine enigma. And as its strange letters and otherworldly illustrations stretch across the centuries, one cannot help but feel the weight of its mystery, the pull of its allure, and the unshakable sense that within its pages lies something that could change how we perceive knowledge, history, and human imagination itself. From the moment the Voynich Manuscript emerged into modern awareness, the question that haunted every scholar, collector, and cryptographer was simple yet profound. Who created this enigmatic book? Its origins have remained elusive, a puzzle layered atop another, defying conventional historical methods and teasing the imagination. Carbon dating of the vellum revealed that the manuscript was crafted in the early 15th century, placing it somewhere between 1404 and 1438. Yet this timeline only deepened the mystery rather than solving it. The identity of its creator, the purpose of its writing, and the reason for its survival all remained hidden, suspended like a secret in the shadows of history. Speculation about its origins began almost immediately. One theory suggested the manuscript might be the work of Roger Bacon, the 13th century English polymath known for his experiments in alchemy, optics, and cryptography. Bacon was rumored to have possessed extraordinary knowledge, often ahead of his time, and some believed he could have crafted a book in a secret code to protect his discoveries. Yet there was no direct evidence linking him to the manuscript. Its style, script, and illustrations bore no clear mark of his hand, leaving the theory tantalizing but unprovable. Still, the possibility that such a figure might have created it captured imaginations, evoking the idea of a genius reaching across centuries to speak to the future. Other scholars explored more obscure avenues, suggesting the manuscript could have originated from Central Europe, perhaps within the intellectual circles of Italian or Bohemian courts. These courts were hotbeds of Renaissance thought, when knowledge, art, and mysticism intertwined. Perhaps a learned scribe, steeped in the knowledge of alchemy, astronomy, and natural philosophy, sought to compile wisdom that would endure beyond the reach of prying eyes. The manuscript's botanical drawings, astrological charts, and strange human figures hinted at a mind that not only observed the world but interpreted it through a lens of symbolism and secrecy. Each page seemed to suggest deliberate intent, a design born of careful planning rather than whimsical creation. Even the most mundane possibilities carried their own intrigue. Some proposed that the manuscript was the work of an unknown scholar, perhaps a recluse or a solitary monk, seeking to document lost or forbidden knowledge. In an era when books were precious, painstakingly crafted, and tightly controlled, creating a manuscript of this magnitude would have required extraordinary patience and resources. Whoever undertook this endeavor must have possessed not only knowledge but obsession, a relentless drive to capture something ineffable before it vanished into history. The work was meticulous, deliberate, and undeniably human, yet its meaning remained frustratingly out of reach, as if the author had intentionally shrouded their knowledge in layers of protective secrecy. The manuscript's journey through history adds another layer of complexity to its origins. Before Wilfrid Voynich acquired it in 1912, the book's path is hazy, scattered among various owners, obscure libraries, and private collectors. Some records suggest that it passed through the hands of European nobility, possibly as a curiosity or as a prized possession whose significance was understood by only a few. At each stage, the manuscript survived conflict, neglect, and the passage of centuries, a fragile relic that should have perished but somehow endured. Its resilience adds to the sense of mystery, suggesting that it was always meant to survive, waiting for minds both patient and determined enough to encounter it. Even linguistic analysis offers tantalizing, if inconclusive, clues. The script itself defies comparison to any known alphabet, language, or cipher. Yet statistical patterns indicate that it is not mere gibberish. It follows structural rules reminiscent of natural language. Could it have been a personal language created by the author, a private code meant to preserve ideas for future generations? Or was it an elaborate hoax, designed to appear meaningful while concealing nothing at all? Each theory carries its own implications, and each deepens the enigma. The manuscript refuses to yield its secrets easily, forcing anyone who studies it to confront both the brilliance and the elusiveness of its unknown creator. Artistic analysis provides another dimension to the quest for origins. The detailed illustrations are executed with a skill that suggests training and practice. The botanical drawings, the human figures, and the astronomical charts display a precision and sophistication that implies observation, calculation, and careful design. Whoever created the manuscript was not merely an imaginative dreamer but an artisan and scholar, blending knowledge and artistry in a way that few could replicate. The work suggests intent, purpose, and a deep understanding of the interplay between visual and textual communication. Each image is a coded message, a fragment of thought preserved in symbolic form, awaiting an audience capable of deciphering it. The human element is central to the manuscript's allure. The very act of creation must have demanded isolation, patience, and a singular devotion to a vision others could scarcely comprehend. One can imagine the scribe or scholar laboring over each page by candlelight, painstakingly forming each letter, carefully drawing each plant, mapping each constellation. In a quiet study, perhaps in some European castle or monastic library, someone devoted themselves to this labor for years, or even decades, driven by a knowledge that demanded secrecy. And yet, for all the care, the manuscript itself is incomplete. Gaps, inconsistencies, and contradictions suggest that even the creator might have intended it as a puzzle, a challenge to the reader that transcended ordinary instruction. Ultimately, the quest for origins is inseparable from the manuscript's allure. It is a riddle wrapped in parchment, a secret preserved across centuries, and a testament to human curiosity. Each theory, whether Roger Bacon, a Renaissance scholar, a mysterious monk, or an unknown genius, adds color and depth to the story, yet none provides definitive answers. Perhaps the manuscript's creator intended precisely this, to leave the world with a puzzle that could inspire wonder, obsession, and reflection for generations. Its origin may forever remain unknown, but in that very uncertainty lies its power. The book is a bridge between past and present, a silent witness to human endeavor, imagination, and the insatiable drive to understand what lies just beyond our grasp. As the pages await the next seeker, one truth becomes clear. The Voynich Manuscript is more than a collection of mysterious symbols and fantastical images. It is a testament to the human spirit, to curiosity, and to the enduring desire to uncover the unknown. Each question about its origins opens doors into history, art, science, and the imagination itself. And while we may never identify the mind that created it, the manuscript's enduring presence continues to challenge, inspire, and haunt those who dare to seek its secrets, leaving every observer with a haunting thought. What extraordinary vision compelled someone, so long ago, to craft a book that no one has ever fully understood? The moment one attempts to read the Voynich Manuscript, a strange sensation arises, a mixture of awe and frustration, curiosity and doubt. Its text is composed of characters that, at first glance, may seem familiar, echoing Latin or other European scripts. But closer inspection reveals an alphabet entirely unlike anything known. Each character curls and twists in elegant, deliberate shapes, forming words that repeat yet refuse to reveal meaning. There is a rhythm to the text, a cadence that suggests intent, as if someone was speaking to us across centuries in a voice we are not yet equipped to understand. This is not gibberish, and yet it is not any language recorded in the annals of history. It is a linguistic enigma, an unknown language that both fascinates and haunts. Cryptographers and linguists who have studied the manuscript are unanimous in their astonishment. William Friedman, one of the greatest codebreakers of the 20th century, dedicated years to deciphering the script, yet even he reached a dead end. Teams of scholars attempted every known technique: frequency analysis, substitution ciphers, statistical modeling. They sought parallels with Latin, Greek, Hebrew, Arabic, and even more obscure medieval languages. Nothing matched. The symbols refused categorization. Each page seemed to mock the reader, offering patterns that hinted at structure but concealed meaning. The manuscript was not only a puzzle, it was a mirror reflecting the limits of human understanding. The words themselves seemed to possess an internal logic. Linguistic studies suggest that they follow patterns similar to natural languages. Certain characters appear at the beginning of words, others at the end. Some sequences recur with surprising consistency. It is almost as if the manuscript obeys rules of grammar and syntax, yet no one can identify what those rules are or what they signify. This has led to speculation that the Voynich Manuscript could be a constructed language, created deliberately to encode knowledge for an audience capable of deciphering it. Perhaps the author designed it to be a private language, a code meant to survive across time, intelligible only to those who knew the key. Yet another possibility looms. The manuscript could be a cipher, a system of hidden writing meant to obscure knowledge from all but a select few. Medieval Europe was rife with secrecy. Alchemists, scholars, and even royalty often encoded information to protect trade secrets, scientific knowledge, or mystical truths. Could the Voynich Manuscript have been such a protective measure, a book designed to guard its contents against the inquisitive, the unworthy, or the unprepared? Every page would then serve a dual purpose, to inform the initiated while confounding the outsider. In this light, the manuscript becomes less of a book and more of a fortress, a cryptic sanctuary of knowledge waiting for someone capable of entering. Technology has offered new tools, yet the language remains unbroken. In recent decades, computers and artificial intelligence have been applied to the text. Pattern recognition algorithms scan the characters, looking for statistical anomalies, repetitions, and hidden meanings. Some results suggested that the text behaves like a natural language in ways more sophisticated than a random hoax could achieve. Others cautioned against overinterpretation, noting that coincidences in letter patterns could mislead even the most advanced systems. Each breakthrough is partial, incomplete, teasing humanity with glimpses of comprehension while keeping the greatest secret firmly out of reach. The manuscript's unknown language exerts a unique psychological effect. To stay at its pages is to confront the impossible, a human mind attempting to bridge a gap of centuries, trying to hear a voice that may never speak again. Some scholars describe a feeling of being drawn into the author's consciousness, a sensation of closeness to a long-dead intellect whose thoughts are tantalizingly present yet frustratingly inaccessible. Others report a creeping sense of obsession, as if the manuscript has a gravitational pull, drawing in those who seek its secrets and holding them captive in the maze of its script. Its words are simultaneously alien and familiar, a paradox that challenges perception and understanding. The emotional weight of the manuscript is compounded by its apparent completeness. Unlike other undeciphered texts or incomplete codices, the Voynich Manuscript appears meticulously structured, its pages carefully organized into botanical, astronomical, biological, and cosmological sections. The consistency of the script across hundreds of pages suggests a single author or coherent system of communication. It is not a fragmentary text lost to time. It is a fully realized document, deliberately constructed to endure. Yet, despite this precision, it guards its meaning fiercely, offering no hint of its secrets. Each word is a promise unfulfilled, a whisper in a language that humanity has yet to speak. Some have even suggested a radical possibility, that the manuscript's language is not meant to be understood at all, that its purpose is symbolic, artistic, or meditative rather than communicative. Could the act of writing it, of observing it, be as important as understanding it? Perhaps the manuscript was intended to convey a sense of wonder, to challenge the reader to confront the unknown, and to stimulate the imagination in ways that transcend conventional communication. In this view, the language itself becomes part of the mystery, a living artwork that exists in the tension between comprehension and ignorance, revealing meaning only to those willing to embrace ambiguity. Ultimately, the Voynich Manuscript's unknown language is its greatest power. It transforms reading into an experience of exploration, a journey through an alien mind that nevertheless resonates with human curiosity. It reminds us that not all knowledge is accessible, that some secrets are designed to endure, and that the thrill of discovery often lies not in the answers, but in the pursuit. The manuscript script is both a challenge and an invitation, daring scholars, cryptographers, and dreamers alike to step into its labyrinth and attempt to bridge the chasm between centuries, between human minds, and between the known and the unknowable. In the end, the mystery of the language lingers, as it has for hundreds of years, a testament to the genius, ambition, and perhaps the obsession of its creator. It stands as a monument to the limits of human understanding, an enduring symbol of curiosity, and a challenge that continues to beckon across time. Every researcher who has tried to decode it leaves both wiser and more humbled, aware that the manuscript's secrets may never fully yield. And as its strange, looping characters stretch across the vellum pages, one cannot help but wonder, Was the language a key to hidden knowledge, a message to a future mind, or simply a masterpiece of the unknowable, crafted to endure, inspire, and haunt generations yet to come? While the Voynich Manuscript's text has confounded scholars for centuries, its illustrations may be even more perplexing. On each page, a world unfolds that seems at once familiar and alien, populated with plants, celestial bodies, and human figures that defy conventional understanding. At first glance, these images might appear decorative, mere embellishments accompanying a secret script. But a closer look suggests something far more deliberate. Each illustration carries potential meaning, encoded in form, detail, and arrangement, a visual language that may be as crucial to the manuscript's message as the text itself. The botanical drawings are among the manuscript's most striking features. Leaves, flowers, and roots twist and bloom in ways that seem impossible to replicate in the natural world. Scholars and botanists have attempted to identify these plants, meticulously comparing them with historical and contemporary flora. Some suggest the drawings resemble real species, while others insist they represent plants lost to time or entirely imagined. Yet it is not merely the plants themselves that intrigue. It is the way they are drawn. Every leaf and petal follows patterns of symmetry, proportion, and placement that suggest intentionality beyond simple depiction. Could the manuscript be a codex of herbal medicine, encrypted so that only those with a knowledge of its symbols could decipher it? Or is it a visual metaphor, a symbolic representation of ideas far removed from the tangible world? The manuscript's astronomical diagrams add another layer of mystery. Stars, suns, moons, and zodiac symbols swirl across pages, arranged in patterns that sometimes resemble known constellations and sometimes do not. These charts suggest a sophisticated understanding of celestial movement, yet they are deliberately ambiguous. Some diagrams show circular arrangements of female figures connected by strange tubes, almost as if human activity and cosmic forces are intertwined. These depictions invite speculation. Were they meant to encode astrological knowledge, alchemical processes, or something even more esoteric? Each diagram is a visual puzzle, and the more scholars examine them, the more elusive their purpose becomes. Then there are the human figures, perhaps the most haunting elements of the manuscript. Many pages depict small, naked women, often in pools or streams of water connected by elaborate plumbing-like channels. Their poses are sometimes languid, sometimes almost ritualistic, yet their purpose is shrouded in ambiguity. Are they symbolic representations of the human body, diagrams for medicinal or mystical purposes, or something entirely different? Some researchers suggest these figures represent bathing rituals or alchemical purification processes, where water becomes a metaphor for transformation, cleansing, or rebirth. Others argue that the illustrations are entirely metaphorical, designed to convey meaning through symbolism rather than literal instruction. Each figure seems to carry multiple layers of significance, simultaneously concrete and abstract. The manuscript also contains intricate circular diagrams that some interpret as maps of unknown systems, astronomical, astrological, or perhaps even mystical. These pages often show interlocking rings, connected nodes, and tiny human forms positioned in ways that suggest ritual or movement. Some scholars believe these diagrams may encode timing, cycles, or hidden relationships between the cosmos, human physiology, and natural phenomena. Others see in them evidence of coded instructions, a guide to secrets lost over the centuries. The emotional effect of these diagrams is profound. They inspire curiosity and a subtle unease, as though the manuscript itself is a living entity, whispering secrets that resist comprehension. Even the smallest details seem deliberate. Color choices, line thickness, shading, and positioning create patterns that hint at meaning beyond the obvious. Tiny marginalia, subtle annotations, and repeated motifs suggest an underlying logic waiting to be discovered. For centuries, every generation of scholars has pored over these details, believing that somewhere within them lies the key to understanding the manuscript. Yet the more the book is studied, the more it reveals the skill and obsession of its creator, a mind willing to encode knowledge in ways that transcend ordinary writing or illustration. The manuscript is a labyrinth of visual information, and each path explored opens new questions, each turn deepening the mystery. The emotional impact of these illustrations cannot be overstated. They evoke wonder, fascination, and a touch of fear, the fear that the knowledge they encode might remain forever beyond reach. Scholars often describe an almost magnetic pull toward the pages, an irresistible desire to decode not only the text but also the visuals. There is a sense that understanding one without the other is impossible, that the illustrations and the script are intertwined in a secret conversation, a dialogue between mind, hand, and imagination that spans centuries. The manuscript's visual language challenges the observer to think in new ways, to consider meaning beyond words, and to confront the possibility that some knowledge is meant to be felt as much as understood. Speculation about the illustrations has produced theories as varied as the images themselves. Some believe the manuscript is a pharmacopoeia, a guide to herbs and medicines encoded to protect valuable knowledge from outsiders. Others argue it is an alchemical or mystical text, where the plants, figures, and diagrams represent spiritual truths rather than physical reality. Still, some propose that the manuscript is a constructed reality, a work of pure imagination designed to inspire curiosity, contemplation, and wonder. In all cases, the illustrations serve as a gateway to a mind that defies conventional logic, inviting the viewer into a world that exists at the intersection of art, science, and mystery. Ultimately, the Voynich Manuscript's illustrations are more than mere decoration. They are an integral part of its enigma. They demonstrate a meticulous, deliberate intent, revealing a creator with extraordinary vision, patience, and skill. Each image serves as both a clue and a challenge, a key that may unlock knowledge for those who can interpret it, or a tantalizing mirage that perpetuates the book's mystery. Their complexity and ambiguity ensure that every observer becomes part of the manuscript's centuries-long story, participating in a journey that spans generations and borders, one that tests intellect, imagination, and emotional resilience alike. In the end, these illustrations remain a silent dialogue between the creator and every seeker who has attempted to understand them. They are reminders that some mysteries are constructed not merely to be solved, but to inspire, challenge, and provoke reflection. Each plant, figure, and celestial map is a fragment of a larger puzzle, a whisper from the past that continues to captivate, frustrate, and mesmerize. The Voynich Manuscript's hidden meanings lie not only in what can be understood but in what resists comprehension, preserving a sense of wonder and the timeless allure of the unknown. Long before the Voynich Manuscript became a modern obsession, it had already passed through hands that glimpsed its strangeness and felt its power. Its earliest known owners were not mere collectors. They were seekers, curious, ambitious, and sometimes desperate individuals drawn to the manuscript's allure. The trail of ownership is fragmented and uncertain, a patchwork of inventories, letters, and scattered records that hint at a journey through the hidden corridors of European history. Yet even in this early phase, the manuscript's enigmatic nature had already begun to cast its spell, inspiring fascination, obsession, and occasional fear. The earliest documented owner may have been George Besch, an obscure alchemist living in Prague in the early 17th century. Besch reportedly possessed the manuscript for decades and was perplexed by it, writing to others in hope of uncovering its meaning. He described the book as strange, unlike any text he had seen, filled with images of plants and stars, bodies and symbols that seemed deliberately coded. He shared fragments of the manuscript with a few trusted acquaintances, but none could offer clarity. Besch's correspondence suggests he recognized its value and mystery, yet he was also keenly aware of the dangers of exposure. To own such knowledge was to court both admiration and suspicion, a delicate balance between curiosity and peril. After Besch, the manuscript passed to Athanasius Kircher, a Jesuit scholar and polymath known for his fascination with codes, languages, and cryptography. Kircher was obsessed with deciphering ancient texts, convinced that knowledge lost to time could be recovered through careful study and divine insight. When the manuscript reached his hands, he devoted considerable effort to understanding its contents. Yet even Kircher, with all his expertise, could not crack the code. His failure adds a layer of human drama to the manuscript story, highlighting the tension between ambition and limitation, between intellectual prowess and the enduring secrecy of a work designed to elude comprehension. Throughout its early history, the Voynich Manuscript also attracted attention not for its content alone, but for the prestige and power it conferred upon its owners. To possess such a rare and mysterious artifact was a mark of distinction, a signal that one was a person of erudition, taste, and curiosity. At the same time, it carried risks. Curiosity about forbidden knowledge could be dangerous in an era when heresy, secrecy, and suspicion often intersected with the pursuit of learning. The manuscript seems almost alive in this context, drawing ambitious minds toward it, yet shielding its secrets with an impenetrable veil. Ownership was a responsibility, a challenge, and a test of one's intellect and restraint. Each early seeker brought their own perspective to the manuscript. Alchemists saw formulas, mystical processes, or hidden truths about the natural world. Clerics and scholars speculated about encoded religious or philosophical insights. Others, perhaps less learned, may have viewed it as a curiosity, an artifact of the past whose meaning was unknowable but whose value was undeniable. The manuscript's capacity to inspire such diverse interpretations demonstrates its extraordinary design. It is simultaneously universal and utterly personal, reflecting the ambitions, fears, and imaginations of those who encounter it. In this sense, the book has always been more than a passive object. It is a participant in history, shaping the thoughts and actions of those who engage with it. The manuscript's journey also mirrors the intellectual currents of its time. Early modern Europe was a period of extraordinary curiosity and transformation. Alchemy, astronomy, medicine, and mysticism thrived alongside political intrigue, religious reform, and scientific revolution. In this environment, a work like the Voynich Manuscript could serve multiple purposes: a codex of knowledge, a protective cipher, or a tool of intellectual prestige. It was a world where knowledge was power, secrecy was essential, and the line between genius and madness was perilously thin. Those who sought the manuscript were drawn into this delicate balance, attempting to navigate its mysteries without succumbing to obsession, frustration, or danger. Despite their efforts, the early seekers largely failed to uncover the manuscript's secrets. Their letters, notes, and marginalia reveal fascination tinged with despair, glimpses of understanding that never solidified, moments of insight followed by disappointment. This pattern repeated over generations, creating a narrative of human striving against the impenetrable. The manuscript became a mirror reflecting the ambition, obsession, and intellectual daring of those who encountered it, a testament to the enduring human desire to comprehend what resists understanding. The early seekers' experiences also highlight the manuscript's emotional resonance. To touch its pages, to study its images and symbols, was to engage in an intimate, almost spiritual dialogue with a mind from the past. Each attempt to decode it carried stakes: pride, curiosity, reputation, and even personal safety. Scholars were not merely solving a puzzle. They were participating in a centuries-old conversation, testing their intellect and intuition against a work that had survived wars, neglect, and obscurity. The manuscript rewarded persistence, patience, and imagination, yet it withheld ultimate comprehension, ensuring that every human engagement was both illuminating and frustrating. In many ways, the early seekers set the stage for the modern obsession with the Voynich Manuscript. They demonstrated that the book is more than a collection of symbols and illustrations. It is a force that shapes human thought, guiding the curious and testing the determined. Their stories remind us that the manuscript is not only an intellectual challenge but also a profoundly human one, touching on ambition, wonder, frustration, and the eternal search for understanding. It is a testament to the enduring power of mystery, showing how a single artifact can captivate minds across centuries, inspiring awe, obsession, and reverence in equal measure. Ultimately, the story of the early seekers is a story of human curiosity itself. The Voynich Manuscript, with its unbroken script and impossible illustrations, became a proving ground for intellect, patience, and imagination. Those who encountered it in its early history were drawn into a web of mystery that continues to ensnare us today, a web spun centuries before Wilfred Voynich would bring it to modern attention. Each seeker's struggle adds depth to the manuscript story, creating a tapestry of fascination and failure, a narrative that underscores the book's status as one of the most compelling enigmas in human history. The manuscript remains, even now, an invitation to look closer, to wonder, and to attempt what countless minds have tried before, to decipher a language, understand a vision, and glimpse the intentions of a genius lost to time. The story of the Voynich Manuscript might have remained a hidden curiosity, confined to dusty libraries and the private collections of eccentric scholars, had it not been for one man, Wilfred Voynich. Born in 1865 in what is now Lithuania, Voynich was a man defined by his restless curiosity, relentless ambition, and remarkable eye for rare books. Revolutionary in his youth, he fled political turmoil in Eastern Europe before establishing himself as a prominent antiquarian in England and later the United States. He sought objects that told stories, pieces of history that had survived the chaos of time. And in 1912, fate brought him to a book unlike any other. The manuscript arrived in Voynich's hands almost as if it were waiting for him. Discovered in the Villa Mondragone near Rome, it was part of a cache of rare books from a Jesuit library. Voynich immediately recognized that this was no ordinary manuscript. Its pages exuded a strange energy, a sense that they carried secrets centuries old. Its script, illustrations, and construction captivated him, drawing him into a deep and enduring obsession. Voynich understood that he had stumbled upon a text that could challenge the greatest minds of the era, a book that demanded attention, reverence, and determination. He would spend the rest of his life ensuring that the manuscript would not remain forgotten. Voynich's fascination was not merely professional, it was deeply personal. He sensed that the manuscript's mystery was its very essence, and he devoted himself to understanding and preserving it. He studied the vellum, analyzed the ink, examined every curve of the script, and scrutinized the illustrations. His knowledge of rare books and manuscripts gave him an edge in recognizing its craftsmanship, the care with which it had been created, and the intention behind every detail. Yet even Voynich, with his sharp intellect and experience, found the book frustratingly indecipherable. It resisted all attempts at translation or decoding, revealing only tantalizing glimpses of a knowledge that lay beyond human grasp. Determined to share the manuscript with the world, Voynich embarked on a campaign to bring it to public attention. He published articles, corresponded with scholars and cryptographers, and sought the opinions of experts across Europe. He promoted the idea that the manuscript might contain lost knowledge of botany, medicine, or alchemy, and he emphasized its historical and artistic value. Yet his efforts were not merely about fame or recognition. Voynich genuinely believed in the manuscript's significance. He saw it as a bridge between the past and the present, a relic that could illuminate human ingenuity and the mysteries of knowledge long obscured. The early 20th century was a time of both excitement and skepticism in the world of cryptography and rare books. Voynich's announcement of the manuscript ignited curiosity and speculation across Europe and the United States. Cryptographers, linguists, and historians were drawn to its challenge, each hoping to be the one to finally crack its code. Newspaper articles celebrated the manuscript as the world's most mysterious book, and its reputation as an enigma grew. Voynich himself cultivated this aura of intrigue, understanding that mystery is a powerful force in attracting attention and inspiring dedication. He had, in essence, transformed a hidden artifact into a global phenomenon. Despite his efforts, Voynich's own attempts at deciphering the manuscript yielded little. He consulted experts, organized study groups, and even hinted at connections to Roger Bacon, the English polymath, though the evidence was speculative. The manuscript script remained unreadable, its illustrations still elusive. Yet Voynich never lost faith in its value or its potential. He treated the book with reverence, almost as a living entity, careful to preserve its pages and protect it from the ravages of time. His meticulous stewardship ensured that the manuscript survived into the modern era, ready to continue its journey of fascination and obsession with future generations. The emotional intensity of Voynich's relationship with the manuscript is striking. Unlike many collectors who seek rare items for wealth or status, Voynich was drawn to it by a sense of destiny. He believed he had been chosen, in a way, to reveal this hidden treasure to the world. His letters convey a deep awareness of the manuscript's power and mystery, a recognition that it was more than ink and vellum, more than text and illustration. It was a challenge to the intellect, a test of patience, and a puzzle that connected him to centuries of seekers who had come before. His story is a testament to the magnetic pull of mystery, showing how a single artifact can shape the ambitions, obsessions, and legacy of one remarkable individual. Voynich's legacy is inseparable from the manuscript itself. By rescuing it from obscurity, documenting its features, and promoting it to the world, he ensured that it would not remain a hidden curiosity. Today, the manuscript is recognized as one of the most enigmatic and studied artifacts in human history, attracting attention from scholars, cryptographers, historians, and enthusiasts alike. Voynich's role was pivotal. Without his intervention, the manuscript might have languished in a private collection, unnoticed and unstudied, a secret lost to time. Instead, it became a symbol of enduring mystery, a challenge that continues to captivate minds around the world. The story of Wilfrid Voynich is also a human story, one of dedication, obsession, and vision. He understood that the manuscript's value lay not only in what it contained, but in what it represented. The unyielding quest for knowledge, the thrill of encountering the unknown, and the allure of secrets that resist discovery. His life and work remind us that some mysteries are not merely objects of study. They are catalysts for human ambition, creativity, and wonder. Voynich was not just a collector or scholar. He was the bridge between centuries, the man who revealed the manuscript to the world while recognizing that its true secrets might remain forever beyond reach. In the end, Wilfrid Voynich's encounter with the manuscript is a defining moment in its long and mysterious history. Through his eyes, the world glimpsed a book that defies understanding, a text that challenges intellect and imagination, and a creation that continues to provoke an obsession. He gave it a stage, ensured its survival, and inspired generations to grapple with its enigma. The manuscript, in turn, shaped him, drawing him into a dialogue with the past that would define his legacy. And as it rests now in libraries and archives, carefully preserved and endlessly studied, one can imagine Voynich's presence in every page, his curiosity echoing across time, inviting us to continue the quest he so passionately championed. From the moment the Voynich manuscript became known to the scholarly world, it drew the relentless attention of minds determined to unlock its secrets. Cryptographers, linguists, historians, and even amateur enthusiasts approached the manuscript with the hope that they could finally penetrate the veil of its unknown language. Over centuries, countless attempts have been made, each reflecting both the ingenuity and the frustration of those who dared to confront its mysteries. Yet, for all the effort, the manuscript's secrets remain tantalizingly out of reach, a challenge that has transcended time and expertise alike. The earliest recorded attempts to decode the manuscript were cautious, tentative, and largely speculative. Scholars and alchemists tried to match its script to known alphabets or ancient ciphers, but the text stubbornly resisted classification. Some believed it contained mystical knowledge, others suspected medicinal formulas encoded in secrecy. These early attempts often relied on intuition and pattern recognition, as systematic cryptography had yet to fully develop. The manuscript became a mirror of human curiosity, reflecting the hopes, biases, and limitations of each new observer who approached it with determination but little certainty. By the 20th century, cryptography had evolved into a sophisticated discipline, and the Voynich manuscript attracted some of the most brilliant code breakers of the era. Among them was William Friedman, the legendary American cryptographer who had helped break complex codes during World War I. Friedman approached the manuscript with a rigorous, scientific methodology, applying frequency analysis, linguistic models, and statistical tools. Despite his expertise and decades of dedication, he too found himself confounded. The text exhibited properties of natural language, yet it eluded every attempt at translation. Patterns were evident, yet the meaning remained elusive, a tantalizing paradox that frustrated even the greatest minds of the century. Others approached the manuscript from different angles, attempting to use linguistic and computational analysis. In recent decades, computers have scanned the text for recurring patterns, statistical anomalies, and hidden sequences. Artificial intelligence and machine learning algorithms have been deployed, searching for cryptographic structures or linguistic markers that might reveal a key. Some studies suggested the text behaves like a genuine language, with internal consistency and structure beyond random generation. Yet these advances, though impressive, have yielded no definitive breakthrough. Each new attempt underscores the manuscript's sophistication, revealing not a flaw in human understanding, but a work of deliberate design that continues to outsmart even modern technology. Some theories have been more radical. A few researchers propose that the manuscript is an elaborate hoax created to baffle or amuse, with no real meaning behind its text. Yet such arguments struggle to account for the manuscript's intricate illustrations, sophisticated structure, and linguistic regularity. Even if intended as deception, the effort required to produce such a convincing imitation of language and knowledge is staggering, suggesting a mind capable of extraordinary foresight and ingenuity. In this light, the manuscript becomes not only a puzzle but also a statement, a testament to creativity and obsession that transcends ordinary understanding. Attempts to decode the manuscript often reveal as much about the seekers as the text itself. Each generation projects its expectations, knowledge, and desires onto the manuscript. Some search for alchemical formulas, believing it to be a key to hidden science. Others hunt for lost medical knowledge, convinced it contains remedies forgotten by history. Still others approach it as a linguistic puzzle, a challenge to human intellect and perseverance. In every case, the manuscript challenges assumptions, disrupts conventional thinking, and forces observers to question the limits of their own knowledge. Its power lies not only in what it might contain, but in how it shapes the efforts and ambitions of those who study it. The psychological effect of repeated failure is profound. Scholars report a mixture of fascination, obsession, and even despair when confronted with a manuscript's resistance to understanding. Each failed attempt deepens both respect for its creator and frustration at human limitation. It is as though the manuscript is not merely a book but a living entity, testing the curiosity, patience, and determination of anyone who dares to engage with it. Some researchers have described a creeping sense of humility, an acknowledgement that this artifact exists on a plane of complexity that surpasses even the most brilliant human minds. The manuscript has also inspired collaboration across disciplines, forcing historians, linguists, botanists, and cryptographers to work together in unprecedented ways. Decoding it requires more than skill in one domain. It demands imagination, insight, and an openness to the unknown. Each page is a multidisciplinary puzzle, where understanding the plants may illuminate the text, and comprehending the celestial diagrams may reveal hidden patterns in the language. It is a challenge that rewards interdisciplinary thought, creativity, and persistence, demonstrating the manuscript's unique capacity to engage human intellect on multiple levels simultaneously. Despite centuries of effort, the manuscript has resisted every attempt at definitive translation. This ongoing failure has become part of its legend, enhancing its mystique and allure. Each new approach, each novel theory, adds to the narrative of a book that defies comprehension, reinforcing the idea that it was created not to be easily understood, but to endure as a puzzle across generations. It is a reminder that some mysteries are designed not merely to inform, but to provoke wonder, reflection, and the relentless pursuit of knowledge. Ultimately, the Voynich Manuscript's resistance to decoding is a testament to its genius. It challenges us to confront the boundaries of understanding, to accept that some secrets may never fully yield, and to embrace the journey of exploration itself. Each attempt to crack its code, whether successful or not, becomes part of its story, weaving a tapestry of human ambition, curiosity, and awe. The manuscript is not only a repository of unknown knowledge, it is a mirror of the human desire to uncover, to comprehend, and to transcend the limits of what we know. And so, across centuries, the manuscript continues to beckon the curious, the bold, and the obsessive. It invites the next generation of seekers to join the quest, promising glimpses of understanding, moments of revelation, and the enduring thrill of mystery. The Voynich Manuscript is a puzzle that challenges not only intellect but imagination, a work that engages both heart and mind. Its secret remains just beyond reach, yet its power lies precisely in that very elusiveness, compelling humanity to look deeper, think harder, and never abandon the search for meaning. As the Voynich Manuscript traveled through the hands of scholars, cryptographers, and collectors, its mystery sparked a dizzying array of theories. Each theory reflects the human urge to explain the inexplicable, to assert control over chaos, and to illuminate the darkness with the flickering light of understanding. Some were grounded in rigorous scholarship, others in speculative imagination, yet all contributed to the manuscript's reputation as a text that defies reason, demanding both intellectual and emotional engagement from those who encounter it. One of the earliest and most enduring theories centered on Roger Bacon, the 13th-century English polymath. Proponents argued that the manuscript might be a product of his brilliance, a secret compendium of scientific knowledge encoded in a private script. Bacon was known for his work in optics, astronomy, and alchemy, and the manuscript's mysterious plants, astrological charts, and cryptic writings seemed to fit the profile of a mind ahead of its time. Yet, despite tantalizing correlations, the evidence remains circumstantial. No direct link has ever been established, and the theory's appeal lies as much in the romance of intellectual genius as in historical fact. It casts the manuscript as a bridge between the known and the unknowable, a relic of extraordinary intellect, possibly sent across time for someone daring enough to decipher it. Other scholars propose that the manuscript was created by a secretive European order, perhaps a society devoted to alchemy, mysticism, or the preservation of forbidden knowledge. Some pointed to the Jesuits, who had a long history of collecting obscure texts and exploring esoteric traditions, while others speculated about hidden monastic communities. These theories emphasize secrecy and intention. The manuscript was not meant for casual consumption. Its purpose, in this interpretation, was to protect knowledge from outsiders while conveying it to a select few. Every symbol, every illustration, every curve of the letters was part of an intricate system of communication, a coded legacy meant to survive the turmoil of centuries. A more radical theory suggested that the manuscript might not even contain meaningful text in the conventional sense. Some modern linguists and cryptographers have proposed that it is a sophisticated hoax, created either as an elaborate artistic exercise or as a demonstration of intellectual prowess. If true, the manuscript would be a work of genius designed to confound observers, a puzzle whose primary purpose is not to teach but to provoke curiosity or an obsession. While this theory cannot account for all features of the manuscript, such as the consistency of its linguistic patterns or the detailed botanical illustrations, it highlights the manuscript's power as a psychological and intellectual enigma. Its impact, whether real or imagined, transcends traditional notions of knowledge. Botanical and medical theories have also gained traction. Some researchers argue that the manuscript is a pharmacological compendium, recording plants and remedies lost to history. The unusual plants depicted may be accurate but extinct species, hybridized herbs, or symbolic representations of medicinal properties. The manuscript could have served as a guide for a healer or alchemist, encoded to prevent misuse or theft. This theory underscores the manuscript's practical potential, imagining it as a tool of survival, experimentation, and secrecy, a manual that blends science, observation, and esoteric knowledge into a single, indecipherable text. Astrological and mystical interpretations offer yet another dimension. The manuscript's circular diagrams, zodiac symbols, and human figures suggest connections between the cosmos, the human body, and spiritual practice. Some propose it as a guide to mystical rituals or alchemical transformations, where water, stars, and plants correspond to philosophical concepts or hidden truths. In this view, the manuscript transcends the material, operating on a symbolic or spiritual plane. Its purpose may have been to train the mind, inspire contemplation, or encode transcendental knowledge in a format accessible only to the initiated. The theory emphasizes mystery as a vehicle for enlightenment, suggesting that the manuscript's ultimate goal is not to inform, but to transform those who engage with it. More modern interpretations venture even further into speculation. Some have posited connections to lost civilizations, cryptic mathematical codes, or even extraterrestrial influence, although such ideas are largely considered fringe. Yet these imaginative theories illustrate the manuscript's capacity to ignite the human mind, to push the boundaries of conventional reasoning, and to invite radical speculation. It has become a cultural touchstone for intellectual daring, a canvas onto which each generation projects its hopes, fears, and curiosities. The emotional weight of these theories is significant. Each attempt to explain the manuscript is driven not only by intellectual curiosity, but by a deeper human desire to bridge the gap between past and present, to touch a mind that may have vanished centuries ago, and to claim a fragment of understanding in a world that seems resistant to clarity. Scholars experience exhilaration at a promising clue and despair at dead ends. They are drawn into the manuscript's web, confronting their own limits and vulnerabilities while striving to penetrate the veil that separates the known from the unknowable. The variety of theories also reflects the manuscript's multifaceted nature. It is not simply a text. It is a combination of image, script, and structure, each layer offering potential insight yet simultaneously concealing meaning. The manuscript resists reduction to a single explanation, forcing observers to confront ambiguity and embrace uncertainty. It teaches a lesson in humility. Some creations are meant to endure as mysteries, and their power lies not in the answers they provide, but in the questions they provoke. Ultimately, the theories that have swirled around the Voynich Manuscript over centuries underscore its enduring appeal. Each interpretation, whether rooted in rigorous scholarship or daring imagination, reflects the manuscript's capacity to inspire obsession and wonder. It is a text that defies resolution, yet each effort to interpret it adds depth to its story, weaving a rich tapestry of human ambition, creativity, and perseverance. The manuscript is not merely a puzzle to be solved. It is a mirror reflecting the intellect, imagination, and emotional drive of those who encounter it. As we consider the myriad theories that have emerged over centuries, one truth becomes clear. The Voynich Manuscript is more than the sum of its symbols and illustrations. It is a testament to the human desire to understand, to uncover secrets, and to connect with minds that may exist only in the distant past. Its mystery endures precisely because it resists explanation, challenging each new generation to approach it with curiosity, patience, and imagination. And while no theory has yet unlocked its full meaning, the pursuit itself is a journey that continues to captivate, inspire, and haunt those who dare to explore its enigmatic pages. As the 20th century gave way to the 21st, the Voynich Manuscript entered a new era, one defined by technology, collaboration, and relentless curiosity. No longer confined to libraries or the hands of a few passionate scholars, it became a global challenge, drawing the attention of cryptographers, computer scientists, and amateurs alike. The manuscript, which had already tested the ingenuity of generations, now faced the analytical power of modern algorithms, artificial intelligence, and unprecedented interdisciplinary approaches. Yet despite these advances, its secrets remained stubbornly out of reach, as if daring humanity to catch up with the genius of its creator. Modern cryptographers approach the manuscript with a combination of traditional techniques and cutting-edge methods. Frequency analysis, once the bread and butter of code breaking, was paired with sophisticated computational models capable of detecting patterns invisible to the human eye. Statistical analysis revealed regularities in the text, suggesting it behaves like a natural language, yet every attempt to translate or decode it ended in frustration. The manuscript's symbols obey rules that mimic grammar, but the rules themselves remain undeciphered. It is a text that teases comprehension, offering glimpses of structure while concealing its ultimate meaning. One of the most intriguing developments of the modern era is the application of machine learning and artificial intelligence. Algorithms can scan the manuscript, comparing character sequences, identifying repeated patterns, and analyzing correlations with known languages. These tools have confirmed earlier suspicions. The text is not random. Its structure exhibits complexity consistent with a meaningful language, yet no existing system of known communication matches it. AI has brought new hope, suggesting that the manuscript may one day yield its secrets, but it has also reinforced the sense of awe and mystery, revealing just how sophisticated its design truly is. Collaboration has become a hallmark of modern Voynich research. Cryptographers, historians, botanists, mathematicians, and linguists now work together, each contributing their expertise. Botanists analyze the strange plants depicted in its pages, searching for species that could provide clues to geographic origin or medicinal use. Astronomers study the diagrams, attempting to decode celestial references or hidden cycles. Linguists test statistical models, seeking patterns that might reveal grammatical structures or word meanings. Each discipline sheds light on a piece of the puzzle, yet the manuscript resists any single explanation, forcing collaboration and imagination to operate in tandem. The emotional dimension of modern attempts is striking. Researchers report moments of exhilaration when a promising pattern emerges, followed by disappointment when the insight proves untranslatable. Some describe an almost addictive obsession, a compulsion to return again and again to the manuscript's pages, as if the book itself exerts a magnetic pull. This obsession is not a new phenomenon. It echoes the experiences of early seekers. Yet in the modern era, the scale and intensity of the scrutiny are unprecedented. Digital imaging, ultraviolet scans, and microscopic analysis reveal details invisible to previous generations, adding layers of fascination and challenge to an already formidable enigma. Several promising leads have captured public imagination. Some researchers claim to find connections to Proto-Romance languages, while others explore links to medieval alchemy or herbal medicine. A few even propose that the manuscript may encode a lost linguistic or mathematical system. Each claim sparks debate and intense scrutiny, and while none has yet produced definitive results, each adds to the manuscript's legend. The process is iterative. Hypotheses are proposed, tested, and either refined or discarded, echoing centuries of human effort while pushing the boundaries of modern technology. The modern era has also brought the manuscript into public consciousness like never before. Digitization projects allow anyone in the world to view its pages in exquisite detail, from the curling loops of its script to the intricate botanical illustrations. Enthusiasts from every corner of the globe engage in speculation, analysis, and creative interpretation. The manuscript has become a shared puzzle, a collective fascination that transcends borders, expertise, and discipline. Its mystery is no longer the province of a few scholars. It is a challenge for all of humanity, a symbol of the enduring allure of the unknown. Despite the technological advances and collaborative efforts, the Voynich Manuscript continues to defy resolution. Its combination of complex script, enigmatic illustrations, and deliberate structure renders it a masterpiece of both intellect and design. Each attempt to decipher it, each new analytical tool, highlights the remarkable sophistication of its creation. It is a puzzle that not only challenges the mind but also inspires wonder, frustration, and reverence, a testament to the power of mystery itself. The emotional stakes are heightened by the manuscript's centuries-long history. Modern cryptographers are acutely aware that they are participants in a continuum, joining a lineage of seekers that stretches back to Besch, Kircher, and Voynich himself. Every pattern discovered, every theory proposed, is weighed against centuries of observation and speculation. This awareness adds gravitas to the endeavor. The manuscript is more than a puzzle. It is a dialogue across time, inviting each new generation to test their intellect, creativity, and patience against a challenge crafted hundreds of years ago. Ultimately, Modern cryptographers are not just attempting to solve a code. They are engaging with the human desire to confront the unknown, to bridge the gap between past and present, and to understand the intentions of a long-lost mind. The Voynich Manuscript remains a living enigma, its secrets intact, its allure undiminished. It challenges the intellect, stretches the imagination, and draws the curious into a conversation that transcends centuries. Every attempt to decode it is a testament to human ambition, persistence, and the enduring fascination with what lies just beyond comprehension. In the end, the modern era has transformed the Voynich Manuscript into a global stage for intellect, imagination, and obsession. It reminds us that some mysteries are timeless, their power residing not in the answers they offer, but in the questions they provoke. And as cryptographers, historians, and curious minds continue their quest, one truth becomes clear. The manuscript's secrets endure not because they are hidden, but because they were designed to challenge, inspire, and captivate every generation that dares to confront them. The Voynich Manuscript, once confined to the quiet halls of libraries and the hands of meticulous scholars, has transcended academia to become a cultural icon, a symbol of mystery and human curiosity. Its enigmatic script, bizarre illustrations, and enduring secrecy have captured the imagination of writers, artists, filmmakers, and the general public alike. Across centuries, the manuscript has shifted from an obscure curiosity to a globally recognized emblem of the unknown, inspiring fascination that extends far beyond scholarly circles. Popular culture has embraced the Voynich Manuscript as a source of narrative intrigue. Fiction writers have woven it into novels as a key to lost knowledge, an ancient spellbook, or a guide to hidden treasure. Its mysterious symbols and cryptic illustrations provide fertile ground for storytelling, offering an almost infinite number of imaginative possibilities. The manuscript's very ambiguity allows creators to project their visions onto it, transforming it into a canvas for suspense, adventure, and intellectual challenge. In literature, it has appeared as a coveted artifact, a secret to be pursued across continents, blending historical reality with the thrill of fiction. Cinema and television have similarly been enchanted by the manuscript's allure. Documentaries, mystery series, and even fictionalized adaptations explore its potential meanings, dramatizing the obsessive quest to decode it. Scenes often depict scholars working late into the night, poring over its pages under dim candlelight, or adventurers traveling across Europe in pursuit of its secrets. These portrayals emphasize the manuscript's dramatic tension, highlighting both its intellectual challenge and its emotional impact. The audience experiences a vicarious thrill, the possibility of discovery, the frustration of failure, and the haunting beauty of an unsolved enigma. Artistic interpretations have taken the manuscript into realms beyond narrative. Visual artists use its motifs, plants, stars, human figures, and circular diagrams to explore themes of mystery, the passage of time, and the intersection between knowledge and imagination. Exhibitions often display reproductions of its pages, emphasizing their aesthetic as well as intellectual allure. The manuscript's intricate details, the elegance of its script, and the strange beauty of its illustrations invite viewers to linger, to contemplate, and to feel the emotional resonance of human creativity stretching across centuries. It becomes not just a text to study, but an artwork to experience, a bridge between intellect and emotion. The manuscript has also become a source of fascination in digital culture. High-resolution scans available online allow anyone in the world to explore its pages in detail. Social media, forums, and digital communities buzz with speculation, analysis, and creative theories. Amateur cryptographers, history enthusiasts, and curious minds share observations, collaborate on potential translations, and debate the meaning of obscure illustrations. The manuscript, once accessible only to a select few, has become a shared global puzzle, connecting people across continents through a common fascination. Its allure is democratized, transforming mystery into a communal experience. Popular culture has amplified the emotional narrative of the manuscript. It is often framed not only as a puzzle, but as a symbol of obsession, ambition, and human perseverance. Stories highlight the frustration of generations of scholars, the intellectual daring of those who attempt to decipher it, and the seductive pull of the unknown. This narrative resonates universally, reflecting a deeply human desire to seek understanding, confront challenges, and explore what lies beyond the familiar. The manuscript becomes a mirror of our own curiosity, ambition, and capacity for wonder. The manuscript's presence in pop culture also emphasizes the interplay between reality and imagination. While scholars and cryptographers approach it analytically, popular interpretations embrace speculation, metaphor, and narrative play. This duality mirrors the manuscript itself, a work that straddles the line between tangible knowledge and elusive meaning. It is both historical artifact and mythic symbol, both object of study and source of inspiration. This interplay keeps the manuscript relevant, allowing it to evolve alongside society's fascination with mystery and discovery. One fascinating aspect of its cultural impact is the manuscript's role as a symbol of intellectual humility. It demonstrates that some puzzles resist resolution, no matter the era, technology, or expertise applied. In popular storytelling, this resistance heightens suspense and intrigue, reinforcing the manuscript's mystique. It becomes a character in its own right, a silent, inscrutable force that challenges humanity across time. Audiences are drawn not only to the content but to the human drama surrounding it, the centuries-long pursuit that intertwines ambition, curiosity, and the limits of understanding. The manuscript has also inspired creative reinterpretations in music, theater, and interactive media. Musicians have composed works influenced by its rhythms and motifs, attempting to translate its visual and structural patterns into sound. Interactive experiences, from video games to online mysteries, allow participants to engage with the manuscript as an immersive puzzle. These modern adaptations highlight its capacity to transcend medium, appealing simultaneously to intellect, emotion, and imagination. It becomes not only an object of study, but a portal for creative exploration. Finally, the Voynich Manuscript's presence in popular culture underscores the universal human fascination with the unknown. Its enduring mystery resonates because it challenges expectations, provokes thought, and engages both curiosity and emotion. Whether encountered in scholarly research, novels, art, or digital platforms, the manuscript maintains its power to captivate, frustrate, and inspire. Its journey from a secretive, obscure text to a global cultural phenomenon demonstrates that some enigmas are timeless, their allure undiminished by centuries or technology. In the end, the manuscript's influence on popular culture reflects a larger truth. Mystery is a force that transcends disciplines, borders, and generations. It invites participation, interpretation, and imagination. The Voynich Manuscript has become more than a text. It is a shared fascination, a symbol of humanity's desire to uncover the hidden, to connect with minds across time, and to experience the thrill of the unknowable. Its story continues to unfold, not only in scholarly pursuit but in the collective imagination of the world, reminding us that some mysteries are meant to endure, inspiring obsession and wonder in equal measure. While cryptographers, historians, and enthusiasts wrestled with the Voynich Manuscript, another discipline quietly began to leave its mark: linguistics. Linguists brought a new lens to the centuries-old puzzle, one that examined not just the manuscript's potential content, but the very structure of its language. They approached it with methods rooted in phonetics, syntax, and statistical analysis, seeking patterns that could reveal a coherent system. This marked a turning point. The Voynich Manuscript was no longer merely a curiosity or puzzle. It was now considered a potential linguistic artifact, a window into a lost or constructed language. The challenge for linguists was profound. Unlike known languages, the Voynich text exhibits patterns and consistencies without clear parallels. Words recur with regularity, structures resemble grammatical rules, and certain letter combinations appear with systematic frequency. Yet these patterns do not map to any historical language in Europe or beyond. Linguists began to analyze it using principles of corpus linguistics, examining word length distributions, character pairings, and positional rules. These studies suggested that the manuscript's language is internally consistent, hinting at deliberate design rather than random or meaningless scribbling. Some linguists propose that the text could represent an extinct natural language, one that left no other record in history. This theory posits that the manuscript is a linguistic fossil, preserving a spoken tongue lost to time. If true, the manuscript would be invaluable, offering insights into forgotten cultures, their knowledge, and their worldview. However, skeptics counter that the manuscript's extraordinary regularity, coupled with the absence of any known cognates or comparable texts, makes this explanation difficult to prove. The mystery deepens. Is it a genuine language, a sophisticated code, or an entirely invented linguistic system? Others entertain the possibility of an invented language, perhaps created as a private code or intellectual exercise. Such a language could encode information about herbs, astronomy, or philosophy in a manner accessible only to the creator or select audience. Linguists have explored this angle using computational models, searching for consistent syntax and morphological patterns. These studies reveal something remarkable. The manuscript exhibits linguistic properties that closely mimic those of natural languages, including Zipfian distributions, where certain words appear with predictable frequency. This suggests a mind with profound understanding of language structure, someone capable of constructing an artificial language that behaves convincingly like a real one. The work of modern linguists has introduced a new dimension to Voynich studies, the possibility of phonetic interpretation. If the manuscript represents a spoken language, scholars could theoretically assign sounds to symbols, creating hypotheses about pronunciation and meaning. While speculative, this approach opens avenues for cross-disciplinary analysis. Botanists, historians, and cryptographers can correlate these hypotheses with illustrations and contextual clues, potentially bridging the gap between text and imagery. Each attempt is a step in a centuries-long process of discovery, a process that tests not only intellect but imagination. Computational linguistics has further expanded the toolkit available to modern researchers. Advanced algorithms can analyze large datasets, detect non-random patterns, and identify statistical anomalies that may reveal linguistic rules. Some algorithms have even suggested parallels with natural languages, although no definitive match has been confirmed. These digital approaches underscore a key truth. The manuscript is far more sophisticated than initially imagined. It is a text designed to challenge, to resist easy categorization, and to compel its readers to rethink the boundaries of language and communication. The emotional stakes for linguists are high. Each discovery, however small, is met with excitement, while dead ends bring frustration and sometimes despair. Researchers describe moments of awe when a recurring structure appears, hinting at a coherent system, only to be reminded by the manuscript's opacity that true understanding remains elusive. This push-and-pull dynamic mirrors the broader human fascination with the Voynich Manuscript. It is simultaneously a source of intellectual triumph and a humbling reminder of the limits of human comprehension. Linguistic analysis has also revealed the manuscript's potential universality. Its patterns transcend specific scripts or alphabets, suggesting a deliberate abstraction designed to convey meaning without reliance on any known language system. This raises profound questions about the intentions of its creator. Was it designed as a tool for secrecy, an intellectual exercise, or a vehicle for knowledge beyond the reach of conventional understanding? Linguists are beginning to appreciate that the manuscript is as much a work of art as it is a communication system, blending aesthetics, structure, and intellectual challenge into a single, enigmatic creation. Finally, the engagement of linguists demonstrates the manuscript's enduring relevance. It is no longer merely a historical curiosity. It is a living challenge for the human mind, capable of inspiring innovation and cross-disciplinary collaboration. Linguistic study, with its focus on structure, pattern, and potential meaning, adds depth to our understanding, highlighting both the sophistication of the manuscript and the ambition of its creator. By examining it through the lens of language, scholars gain insight not only into possible meanings, but also into the enduring human drive to communicate, encode, and preserve knowledge across time. The Voynich Manuscript, through the eyes of linguists, becomes a testament to the interplay of intellect, creativity, and mystery. Its symbols, patterns, and structures invite careful study while preserving the thrill of the unknown. Each new theory, computational model, or linguistic insight adds a layer to its story, revealing the manuscript not merely as a puzzle but as a bridge across centuries, a dialogue between human minds separated by time but united in curiosity. And as linguists continue their painstaking work, one truth remains undeniable. The manuscript's power lies not only in what it conceals but in the relentless pursuit of understanding it inspires. Among the most compelling aspects of the Voynich Manuscript are its botanical illustrations. These pages, filled with plants both familiar and fantastical, are at once beautiful, puzzling, and essential to the manuscript's enduring mystery. Scholars, botanists, and historians have long speculated about their significance, suggesting they may hold the key to understanding the manuscript's purpose and origin. The plants, meticulously drawn with intricate detail, hint at a knowledge that straddles science, symbolism, and imagination, a knowledge that has eluded interpretation for centuries. At first glance, some of the plants appear to be entirely imaginary. Their leaves twist in impossible spirals, roots intertwine in labyrinthine patterns, and flowers bloom in forms unseen in any known botanical record. Yet other illustrations resemble real plants, suggesting the manuscript may be a compendium of herbal knowledge, documenting species used for medicine, ritual, or scientific observation. Botanists have attempted to match each drawing with historical herbs or extinct plants, hoping to locate the manuscript geographically or temporally. The results are tantalizing but inconclusive, deepening the sense of mystery and inviting ongoing exploration. The possibility that the manuscript contains hidden knowledge has long captivated researchers. Some theorists argue that it could be a pharmacopoeia, an ancient guide to remedies and treatments. The strange, hybrid-looking plants might reflect extinct species or even speculative botanical experimentation. In this interpretation, the manuscript is not merely a puzzle but a practical tool, a repository of medicinal wisdom encoded to prevent misuse or theft. Each leaf, root, and flower could carry a story of healing, observation, or experimentation, waiting patiently for a modern scholar to decode its secrets. Beyond the medicinal, the plants may carry symbolic meaning. In many cultures, flora serves as a conduit for spiritual, philosophical, or mystical concepts. Some researchers suggest the Voynich plants function similarly, encoding principles of life, growth, transformation, or cosmic order. The intertwining roots, spiraling leaves, and blooming flowers may represent cycles of nature, alchemical processes, or hidden philosophical truths. In this light, the manuscript is as much a symbolic map of knowledge as it is a practical guide, blending empirical observation with abstraction and imagination. Botanical analysis has become a multidisciplinary endeavor. Botanists collaborate with historians to understand the context in which these plants might have been known, cryptographers to correlate plant names with the text, and linguists to examine whether the illustrations align with the manuscript's mysterious language. This collaboration is essential because the manuscript resists singular interpretation. Each drawing, each detail, contributes to a larger puzzle where text and image are inseparable. A single misinterpretation could obscure the meaning of an entire section, emphasizing the manuscript's complexity and the skill required to approach it thoughtfully. The emotional resonance of these botanical pages is profound. There is a sense of awe when examining the skill, creativity, and attention to detail in each illustration. It is clear that the manuscript creator possessed not only knowledge of plants but also the ability to blend observation with imagination. The drawings communicate across centuries, reaching us not merely as images but as a challenge. Can we, separated by time and culture, recognize the patterns, intentions, and knowledge encoded within them? Scholars often describe a mixture of exhilaration and frustration, an emotional journey that mirrors the intellectual challenge of decoding the manuscript itself. Some plants may also serve as navigational or mnemonic devices, guiding the reader through the manuscript's content. The consistent placement of leaves, roots, and flowers in relation to accompanying text suggests a deliberate structure, a system in which botanical illustrations are more than decorative. They are integral to understanding. In this sense, the manuscript becomes a multidimensional work, where text, image, and knowledge interact in ways that challenge conventional notions of writing and representation. Each plant is a clue, a symbol, and a key all at once. The botanical sections also offer tantalizing hints about geography and origin. If some plants can be identified as real species, they could indicate the regions known to the manuscript's creator, providing clues about where and when it was written. However, the hybrid or fantastical nature of many plants complicates this effort, suggesting either artistic interpretation, lost species, or symbolic invention. This ambiguity reinforces the manuscript's mystique, demonstrating that it resists simple historical or scientific classification. Its power lies in its ability to blend reality and imagination seamlessly, forcing researchers to consider multiple possibilities simultaneously. In addition, some researchers propose that the plants may encode more than medicinal or symbolic knowledge. They may conceal information about astronomical cycles, alchemical processes, or mystical systems. Roots spiraling into geometric patterns, flowers arranged in circular formations, and leaves connected by curving lines could all hint at hidden frameworks of knowledge. The botanical illustrations are thus more than images. They are a map of intellectual and mystical exploration, a visual code designed to convey layered meaning across generations. Ultimately, the botanical mysteries of the Voynich Manuscript remind us that knowledge can take many forms. The manuscript is both a scientific curiosity and a work of art, blending empirical observation, imagination, and encoded wisdom. Its pages challenge our assumptions, compel interdisciplinary collaboration, and inspire a deep emotional engagement with the unknown. Each illustration, each twist of a leaf or bloom of a flower, is a testament to human curiosity, creativity, and the enduring allure of mystery. The manuscript's botanical pages continue to captivate, inspire, and frustrate scholars around the world. They serve as a reminder that some knowledge may be hidden not out of malice but out of deliberate design, meant to engage the observer's intellect and imagination simultaneously. In these pages, we glimpse the mind of a creator who was not content with simple recording or ordinary documentation. Instead, the Voynich Manuscript botanical sections present a multidimensional challenge, inviting us to decode, interpret, and marvel at the richness of human ingenuity. And so, the plants of the Voynich Manuscript are far more than drawings. They are enigmas, guides, and provocations. They challenge every observer to look closer, think deeper, and embrace the thrill of discovery, reminding us that the pursuit of knowledge is as much about the journey as the destination. Among the most beguiling aspects of the Voynich Manuscript are its celestial diagrams. Interspersed with botanical illustrations and cryptic text are circular charts, star maps, and enigmatic figures that hint at an intimate knowledge of the heavens. These astronomical pages suggest that the manuscript's purpose may extend beyond earthly concerns, hinting at a worldview in which celestial forces, cosmic cycles, and mystical knowledge intertwine. For centuries, scholars have debated whether these diagrams represent astrology, astronomy, or symbolic representations, but no consensus has been reached. The mystery is compounded by the fact that these diagrams resist straightforward interpretation, appearing simultaneously familiar and otherworldly. Some diagrams resemble conventional zodiac charts, with circles divided into segments, often accompanied by human or animal figures. Yet the identities of these figures are difficult to ascertain. Are they constellations, mythological symbols, or purely imaginative creations? The uncertainty adds to the manuscript's allure. Every shape and curve feels deliberate, hinting at hidden meaning, yet withholding clarity. Scholars speculate that these diagrams could reflect astrological cycles, intended to guide healing, rituals, or philosophical contemplation, tying the celestial to the terrestrial in a manner that merges science, spirituality, and art. Astrologers and historians alike have explored the possibility that the manuscript encodes knowledge of celestial events. Some hypothesize that the diagrams represent positions of planets, lunar cycles, or even eclipses, potentially offering insights into the timing of rituals or the preparation of remedies. Others suggest the figures encode symbolic relationships between human life, plants, and the cosmos. If so, the manuscript may operate as a multidimensional guide, where astrology, medicine, and philosophy converge. Every circle and constellation could serve as a key to understanding the manuscript's deeper logic, blending observation with encoded wisdom. Mathematicians have also joined the investigation, examining the geometric precision of the diagrams. Some patterns suggest knowledge of proportional systems or cyclical repetition, hinting that the creator understood complex mathematical principles. The combination of geometry and imagery creates a layered system of knowledge, where spatial arrangement is as significant as visual depiction or textual annotation. Scholars argue that these celestial diagrams are not decorative. They are functional, encoded representations of relationships between the cosmos, nature, and human understanding. The emotional impact of these celestial pages is striking. As with the botanical illustrations, there's a profound sense of awe in observing their intricate detail. Each circle, each figure, appears carefully constructed, yet its meaning remains tantalizingly out of reach. Researchers describe moments of exhilaration when a potential pattern emerges, only to be confronted by the manuscript's persistent opacity. This tension between revelation and frustration mirrors the larger narrative of the Voynich Manuscript. It is a text that both challenges and captivates, demanding intellect, intuition, and imagination in equal measure. Some theories suggest that the manuscript's celestial diagrams may encode hidden calendars or timekeeping systems. The recurring circular motifs could correspond to lunar or solar cycles, guiding agricultural, medicinal, or ceremonial activities. Others propose that the manuscript integrates astrology with practical knowledge, offering a holistic system in which cosmic observation informs daily life. These interpretations highlight the manuscript's potential function as a guide for navigating both natural and spiritual worlds, suggesting that its creator sought to unify multiple domains of knowledge within a single, cohesive framework. The celestial sections also provide potential clues about the manuscript's origin. Certain stars or constellations may align with specific latitudes or geographic locations, offering hints about where the manuscript was created. Yet the presence of imaginative or hybrid figures complicates this approach, leaving researchers to wonder whether the diagrams reflect observation, symbolic abstraction, or a combination of both. The manuscript's celestial content, like its botanical illustrations, resists easy categorization, emphasizing its deliberate complexity and the intellectual sophistication of its creator. Modern technology has enabled researchers to examine these diagrams in unprecedented detail. High-resolution imaging, ultraviolet scanning, and digital modeling reveal layers of annotation, erasures, and subtle variations in ink and pigment. These details suggest careful planning and iterative creation, indicating that the celestial diagrams were not added haphazardly but represent intentional, thoughtful design. The manuscript, therefore, is not a static object but a carefully constructed system of knowledge, where astronomy, astrology, and visual symbolism converge. Linguists and cryptographers have explored whether the manuscript's text correlates with these celestial diagrams. Could the mysterious words describe stars, planets, or cosmic phenomena? Are they instructions, meditations, or coded observations? While no definitive link has been established, the possibility fuels continued research and imagination. The manuscript, through its celestial content, challenges modern observers to consider that knowledge need not be linear or conventional. It can be encoded visually, linguistically, and symbolically in ways that transcend ordinary comprehension. Ultimately, the astronomical pages of the Voynich Manuscript exemplify its multidimensional genius. They are at once scientific, artistic, and symbolic, offering tantalizing glimpses into a worldview that integrates nature, humanity, and the cosmos. Each diagram invites careful study, interdisciplinary collaboration, and creative interpretation, reminding us that the pursuit of understanding is as complex as the knowledge it seeks to reveal. The manuscript's celestial symbols, like its plants and mysterious script, are a testament to the enduring power of mystery, inspiring awe, intellectual curiosity, and a profound respect for human ingenuity. The Voynich Manuscript's celestial secrets, elusive yet tantalizing, continue to captivate scholars and enthusiasts alike. They remind us that some knowledge may be deliberately obscured, designed to challenge the intellect, stretch imagination, and provoke reflection. In these pages, the heavens themselves become a puzzle, urging every observer to seek patterns, meaning, and connections. The manuscript is a dialogue across centuries, inviting us to explore the skies through the eyes of a long-lost mind and to marvel at the audacity and brilliance of a creation that remains unmatched in its enigmatic depth. At the heart of the Voynich Manuscript lies its most confounding feature, the text itself. A continuous flow of looping characters, arranged in words and lines. It appears to be a language, but one that defies all known systems. Cryptographers, linguists, and amateur sleuths have devoted decades, even centuries, to deciphering its secrets, yet the manuscript script remains a lock without a key. Each attempt to decode it reveals tantalizing glimpses of structure, only to collapse under the weight of its unyielding complexity. The text is at once beguiling, maddening, and mesmerizing, a puzzle designed to challenge the limits of human comprehension. Early observers speculated that the manuscript employed a simple cipher, a code meant to obscure meaning. Indeed, the notion of secret codes was widespread in medieval Europe, where political intrigue, espionage, and the concealment of knowledge were common. Scholars attempted classic cryptographic techniques, substitution ciphers, letter transpositions, frequency analysis. Yet the Voynich text consistently defies these methods. Its letter distribution mimics natural languages, but no direct correspondence exists with known alphabets or symbols. The text behaves logically, yet remains incomprehensible, a puzzle that seems almost sentient in its resistance. Modern cryptographers have brought powerful computational tools to bear. Advanced algorithms and machine learning techniques scan the manuscript for recurring patterns, linguistic structures, and statistical regularities. Some discoveries hint at grammatical consistency. Repeated sequences suggest affixes or word roots, while positional analysis indicates rules governing line structure and word placement. Despite these advances, a definitive translation remains elusive. The manuscript's code, if it is indeed a code, is extraordinarily sophisticated, possibly incorporating layers of meaning, symbolism, or constructed language unknown to history. One tantalizing possibility is that the manuscript employs a form of steganography, a technique in which information is hidden within another message. Perhaps the illustrations encode hints about pronunciation, meaning, or order of reading. The text and images may be inseparable, functioning together as a multi-layered system of communication. If so, the manuscript is not merely a puzzle but a holistic creation, where language, symbol, and art merge to convey meaning across time, accessible only to the initiated or the persistent. The manuscript's words themselves provoke curiosity. They are unlike any known vocabulary. Some are short and repetitive, while others stretch into elaborate, flowing sequences. Linguists have noted patterns resembling syntax and morphology, yet no semantic meaning has been confirmed. Some suggest that the text may encode an artificial language, deliberately constructed to mimic the properties of natural languages without being bound to them. This theory positions the manuscript as a work of intellectual artistry, demonstrating the creator's deep understanding of language mechanics while maintaining a deliberate veil of secrecy. Historically, several notable cryptographers have attempted to crack the Voynich code. During World War II, experts in the US and UK tested the manuscript, hoping it might be a cipher of strategic importance. Yet even with the analytical tools of military intelligence, the manuscript resisted decryption. This history underscores the manuscript's sophistication. It is not a simple substitution cipher or easy puzzle, but a creation that challenges the very foundations of linguistic and cryptographic understanding. Its endurance over centuries highlights both its ingenuity and the human fascination it continues to inspire. The manuscript's enigmatic language also raises profound philosophical questions. Does it represent real content, or is it a sophisticated hoax designed to appear meaningful? Could it encode knowledge lost to history, or does it exist primarily as a testament to human creativity? Each hypothesis carries its own implications, challenging assumptions about communication, knowledge, and the boundaries of human intellect. The Voynich text forces scholars to confront the limits of interpretation and the possibility that some knowledge may be deliberately obfuscated, existing to provoke curiosity rather than to convey easily grasped meaning. The emotional impact of attempting to decipher the manuscript is immense. Cryptographers and linguists describe moments of exhilaration when a potential pattern or correlation appears, followed by crushing disappointment when clarity dissolves. The process is iterative, often maddening, yet irresistibly compelling. The manuscript exerts a psychological pull, drawing readers into a centuries-long dialogue with a creator who remains invisible, leaving behind only symbols, curves, and the faintest trace of intention. The text's mystery also highlights the interplay between knowledge and imagination. Observers must balance rigorous analysis with creative speculation, testing hypotheses against statistical evidence, linguistic plausibility, and contextual clues. Every discovery invites further questions. Could the manuscript's language be phonetic, symbolic, or numerical? Might it encode secret knowledge about science, medicine, or spirituality? Each line of text is a challenge, demanding patience, intellect, and a willingness to embrace ambiguity. Ultimately, the Voynich Manuscript's text represents the pinnacle of intellectual mystery. It resists interpretation not through negligence, but through design, demanding that those who engage with it think deeply, creatively, and persistently. Its language, like its plants and celestial diagrams, is a bridge across centuries, connecting minds separated by time yet united in curiosity. The manuscript reminds us that some puzzles endure because they are meant to endure, challenging us not only to find answers but to reflect on the process of seeking them. The manuscript's ciphers and language puzzle continue to captivate, frustrate, and inspire. They reveal both the ambition of its creator and the intellectual resilience of those who attempt to decode it. In this intricate dance between concealment and revelation, the Voynich Manuscript stands as a monument to mystery, a testament to human curiosity, and an enduring symbol of the profound power of the unknown. The Voynich Manuscript, shrouded in enigma, carries not only the mystery of its contents but also the intrigue of its journey through time. For centuries, it passed through the hands of collectors, scholars, and visionaries, each adding a layer to its history while preserving its secrets. Its provenance is patchy, peppered with gaps and tantalizing clues that suggest a life as rich and complex as the manuscript itself. Tracking its path is like following a shadow across centuries, a trail of ownership that mirrors the manuscript's allure and the enduring fascination it has provoked. One of the earliest known owners was George Beche, a 17th-century alchemist in Prague. Beche himself was puzzled by the manuscript and wrote letters to the Jesuit scholar Athanasius Kircher, seeking guidance in decoding it. These letters reveal Beche's desperation and awe, capturing a moment in which human curiosity collided with the incomprehensible. He described the manuscript as an herbal of strange plants written in an unknown script, emphasizing both its intellectual challenge and its artistic beauty. Beche's efforts were earnest, yet ultimately inconclusive, setting the stage for centuries of continued fascination. Athanasius Kircher, often called the last Renaissance man, is another pivotal figure in the manuscript's journey. Known for his work on Egyptian hieroglyphs and a wide array of scientific subjects, Kircher received the manuscript in the 17th century and devoted himself to its study. He believed the manuscript might conceal ancient wisdom, potentially from a lost civilization. Kircher attempted to decipher the text, drawing on his encyclopedic knowledge of languages, ciphers, and symbolism. Though he did not succeed, his involvement elevated the manuscript's profile, establishing it as a serious object of scholarly inquiry and igniting debates that continue to this day. The manuscript's path after culture is less certain, slipping in and out of historical records, yet always surfacing in the hands of collectors who recognized its value. For centuries, it was preserved quietly, often overshadowed by other historical treasures, yet never forgotten. Each owner left subtle traces of interaction, notes, marginalia, or evidence of handling, that hint at the manuscript's continuing influence. Its journey is a testament to the enduring human desire to possess and understand what cannot easily be comprehended, to engage with a creation that exists at the intersection of intellect, art, and mystery. The most famous modern owner, Wilfrid Voynich, acquired the manuscript in 1912, giving it the name by which it is known today. Voynich, a book dealer and scholar, was captivated by its beauty and perplexity, recognizing its potential to challenge and inspire. He devoted himself to cataloging, studying, and promoting the manuscript, sharing it with scholars and collectors across Europe. Voynich's efforts brought the manuscript into modern awareness, transforming it from an obscure historical curiosity into a global phenomenon, inspiring both rigorous study and widespread popular fascination. Following Voynich's death, the manuscript passed through various hands before ultimately being acquired by Yale University's Binek Rare Book and Manuscript Library, where it resides today. Digitization efforts have made it accessible to a global audience, allowing scholars, cryptographers, and enthusiasts to examine its pages in unprecedented detail. Yet even in modernity, its journey continues to be intertwined with human curiosity and ambition. Each owner, from Beige to Yale, has played a role in preserving, interpreting, and perpetuating its mystery, contributing to the manuscript's late history. The emotional resonance of the manuscript's journey is significant. Each hand that touched it, whether a scholar, collector, or dealer, represents a human attempt to engage with something beyond ordinary understanding. The manuscript has inspired wonder, obsession, and sometimes frustration, echoing the experiences of those who attempted to decipher it. Its travels are not merely logistical. They are a chronicle of human engagement with the unknown, reflecting our desire to seek, possess, and ultimately understand what is deliberately or inherently elusive. Intriguingly, the manuscript's journey suggests it was valued not only for its knowledge but also for its aura of mystery. Owners may have appreciated its beauty, its potential practical application, or its intellectual challenge. The manuscript's enduring secrecy added to its prestige, reinforcing the notion that some knowledge is powerful precisely because it is hidden. Its movement through Europe, from alchemists to scholars to dealers, reflects both the manuscript's perceived importance and the magnetic pull of its enigma. The historical journey of the Voynich manuscript also mirrors the broader history of knowledge, curiosity, and obsession. From alchemical laboratories in Prague to Renaissance libraries, from private collectors to modern academic institutions, the manuscript has been a witness to human endeavor. Its owner's attempts to understand it demonstrate a continuity of inquiry, a chain of intellect and imagination reaching across centuries. Each interaction with the manuscript, whether successful or not, underscores its role as a bridge between past and present, a dialogue with minds both known and unknown. Finally, the manuscript's journey highlights the interplay between secrecy and discovery. Its path through history reflects a delicate balance, preserved and studied, yet never fully revealed. Each owner has faced the tension between unlocking its secrets and respecting its inscrutability. This dynamic is central to the manuscript's enduring power. It challenges us not merely to decode it, but to confront the allure and complexity of a creation designed to engage the human mind across generations. The Voynich manuscript's historical owners and their journey remind us that some mysteries are as much about the people who pursue them as the object itself. Each hand, each note, each observation adds richness to the narrative, transforming the manuscript into a living testament to curiosity, intellect, and human ambition. Its journey through time is a story of fascination, perseverance, and the enduring power of the unknown, a reminder that the search for understanding is often as profound as the knowledge we seek. The 20th and 21st centuries brought new tools, new eyes, and unprecedented methods to the study of the Voynich Manuscript. Modern science and technology transformed the way researchers approach the centuries-old enigma, allowing scholars to examine its ink, parchment, and structure in ways previously unimaginable. From carbon dating to spectral analysis, from high-resolution imaging to artificial intelligence, these advances provided clarity on some details while deepening the mystery in others. Technology allowed humanity to peer more closely at this artifact than any previous generation, yet its ultimate meaning remained tantalizingly out of reach. Carbon dating was among the first major breakthroughs in the modern scientific study of the manuscript. In 2009, radiocarbon analysis of the vellum confirmed that the manuscript was created in the early 15th century, between 1404 and 1438. This result anchored the manuscript in time, aligning it with the European Renaissance and challenging earlier theories that suggested it might be much older or later. While the dating clarified its historical context, it raised new questions. Who was the creator, and why did such a sophisticated and mysterious work appear at this precise moment in history? The technology provided certainty about age, but the enigma of content and purpose persisted. Advanced imaging technologies further revealed layers of detail invisible to the naked eye. Ultraviolet, infrared, and multispectral scans exposed faint sketches, corrections, and variations in ink composition, suggesting that the manuscript underwent careful planning and revisions. Some pages reveal hidden lines or annotations, possibly hints left by the original scribe or later readers. Each new detail adds depth to our understanding, suggesting that the manuscript was not created hastily or carelessly, but as a deliberate, multi-layered work, combining visual artistry, intellectual rigor, and perhaps coded information. Digital analysis has transformed the study of the manuscript's language and structure. Algorithms can scan for recurring patterns, statistical anomalies, and structural regularities across the text. These analyses confirm that the manuscript's language exhibits properties of natural languages, such as predictable word lengths, repeated syllables, and positional rules. Yet despite these patterns, no known linguistic system matches the text, reinforcing the notion that it may be an artificial or lost language. Modern computational tools amplify both the excitement and the frustration, offering glimpses of potential understanding while highlighting the manuscript's unparalleled sophistication. Artificial intelligence has introduced a new frontier in the Voynich investigation. Machine learning models analyze character frequency, word patterns, and positional context, attempting to decode meaning or predict probable translations. AI has suggested possible correspondences with real languages, and in some cases, researchers have proposed partial interpretations. Yet these results remain speculative, emphasizing that the manuscript's complexity may surpass even our most advanced technological tools. The interplay between human intuition and machine analysis underscores the manuscript's multidimensional challenge. It is both an intellectual puzzle and a test of creativity, persistence, and technological ingenuity. Scientific studies have also examined the manuscript's pigments and inks, revealing their composition and origins. Analysis indicates that the materials are consistent with medieval European practices, further confirming its age and geographical context. These findings suggest that the manuscript was created with care and expertise, likely by a skilled scribe or scholar with access to high-quality materials. Such attention to detail reinforces the notion that the manuscript was valued as a serious work of knowledge or art, not a casual curiosity or forgery. Each stroke, each hue, reflects a deliberate intent to communicate, encode, or preserve information. Technology has facilitated global collaboration in unprecedented ways. Digitization projects have made high-resolution images of the manuscript available to scholars, cryptographers, botanists, and enthusiasts worldwide. This accessibility allows experts from multiple disciplines to collaborate, compare hypotheses, and test theories in real time. Communities of amateur cryptographers and historians contribute observations, often discovering insights overlooked by traditional scholarship. The manuscript has become a collective challenge, an international intellectual pursuit, bridging generations, cultures, and fields of expertise. The emotional resonance of modern scientific engagement is profound. Researchers describe a mixture of awe, frustration, and exhilaration as they explore the manuscript using cutting-edge tools. Every discovery, whether a hidden sketch, a subtle variation in ink, or a statistical pattern, sparks curiosity and a renewed drive to understand. Yet the manuscript's enduring secrecy humbles even the most advanced technology, reminding observers that some knowledge is designed to test human ingenuity, patience, and imagination. It is both a challenge and an inspiration, a monument to human creativity and the allure of the unknown. Interestingly, technological study has also revealed subtle hints about the manuscript's possible function. The careful placement of text, illustrations, and diagrams suggests an integrated system of knowledge, possibly combining medicine, astrology, botany, and philosophy. Each page seems purposeful, a miniature universe of information arranged with intention and precision. Modern science, while unable to decode the full meaning, confirms the manuscript's sophistication and the genius of its creator, emphasizing that its complexity is deliberate, not accidental. In conclusion, modern science and technology have transformed our understanding of the Voynich Manuscript, providing clarity on its age, materials, and structure while highlighting the enduring mystery of its content. From carbon dating to AI analysis, from multispectral imaging to global collaboration, each technological advance adds layers of insight. Yet the manuscript remains a profound enigma. Its secrets persist, challenging intellect, imagination, and innovation, reminding humanity that some mysteries are timeless, designed to provoke curiosity and wonder across centuries. The Voynich Manuscript, in the age of modern science, stands as both a historical artifact and a contemporary challenge. It bridges the gap between past and present, inviting us to apply every tool at our disposal while embracing the thrill of the unknown. Its resilience, complexity, and beauty underscore its significance, not only as a work of art and scholarship but as an enduring testament to human curiosity, ingenuity, and the unyielding quest to uncover what has been deliberately hidden. The Voynich Manuscript, despite, or perhaps because of, its indecipherable text and enigmatic illustrations, has become fertile ground for conspiracy theories, myths, and controversies. Beyond scholarly circles, it has captured the imagination of the public, inspiring speculation about secret knowledge, hidden powers, and forbidden wisdom. Every century seems to bring a new interpretation, a fresh theory, or a bold claim, transforming the manuscript into more than a book. It is a cultural touchstone for the mysterious, the unexplained, and the potentially dangerous. One of the earliest controversies arose around its origin. Scholars have debated whether it was created in Central Europe, Italy, or even outside Europe entirely. Some theories suggest that the manuscript contains lost knowledge from ancient civilizations, perhaps preserved secretly through the Middle Ages. Others argue that it was the product of a single genius, working in isolation, crafting a work so sophisticated that no one could follow its reasoning. Each hypothesis carries dramatic implications. It is either a treasure trove of hidden wisdom or a clever intellectual puzzle, designed to confound and inspire generations. Conspiracy theorists have long suggested that the manuscript contains secrets deliberately concealed from humanity. Some speculate that it encodes knowledge of alchemy, lost sciences, or forbidden magic, deliberately hidden to protect it from misuse. Others propose more fantastical interpretations, that the manuscript is evidence of extraterrestrial contact, a message from otherworldly intelligences, or guide to unknown dimensions of reality. While these ideas are unverified, they have fueled popular fascination, giving the manuscript a mythical aura and transforming it into a symbol of what lies beyond human understanding. Myths surrounding the manuscript extend to its supposed effects on those who study it. Tales persist of scholars driven to obsession, of researchers who became consumed by the challenge of deciphering its text. The manuscript is often portrayed as having an almost supernatural power to enthrall and frustrate simultaneously, a trap for the curious and ambitious alike. These stories, whether exaggerated or real, add to its mystique, suggesting that the manuscript is more than a physical object. It is a force that engages the human mind in ways that can be both exhilarating and unsettling. Controversies also emerge from attempts to decode the text. Numerous scholars have claimed breakthroughs, announcing that they have finally cracked the manuscript's language or uncovered its meaning. Each claim sparks intense debate, often only to be refuted or questioned upon further analysis. Some suggest that the manuscript may contain multiple layers of meaning, making any single interpretation partial or provisional. Others argue that it could be an elaborate hoax, a work designed to appear meaningful while concealing no real knowledge. This tension between discovery and doubt is central to the manuscript's enduring fascination. The manuscript has even been implicated in historical intrigues and espionage theories. Given its alleged European origins and obscure content, some have speculated that it could have been a coded document used by political or religious factions, a secret manual for alchemists, or a guide for esoteric societies. Though there is no direct evidence to support these claims, the very possibility adds drama to the manuscript's history, reinforcing its image as a dangerous or coveted object. The notion that it might have been hidden or protected deliberately speaks to a timeless human instinct, the desire to guard knowledge that could alter power, belief, or understanding. Popular culture has amplified these conspiracies and myths, often blurring the line between history and legend. The manuscript appears in novels, movies, and video games as a symbol of ultimate knowledge, a magical artifact, or a key to solving world-altering mysteries. These fictional portrayals, while imaginative, feed back into public perception, creating a feedback loop in which myth and scholarship intermingle. The manuscript, therefore, exists not only as a historical object but as a living symbol, constantly reshaped by imagination, speculation, and the human attraction to the mysterious. Some controversies are rooted in methodology rather than content. Scholars debate the validity of different approaches to decoding the manuscript, questioning whether linguistic, cryptographic, or statistical methods are appropriate. Others challenge interpretations of the botanical and astronomical illustrations, suggesting that assumptions about geography, symbolism, or intended meaning may bias conclusions. These debates underscore the manuscript's complexity and the difficulty of approaching it with certainty, reinforcing the notion that some mysteries are deliberately resistant to definitive answers. The emotional impact of these conspiracies and myths is profound. They evoke awe, curiosity, and sometimes fear, reminding us that knowledge can be both seductive and dangerous. The manuscript's aura of secrecy, coupled with the impossibility of complete comprehension, transforms it from a scholarly object into a psychological and cultural phenomenon. It is simultaneously inspiring, frustrating, and intoxicating, illustrating how a single artifact can capture imagination across centuries and continents. In the end, the Voynich Manuscript's controversies, conspiracies, and myths highlight a universal human truth. We are drawn to what we cannot fully understand. The manuscript embodies the tension between curiosity and frustration, knowledge and mystery, history and imagination. Its story is not only about what it contains, but about the impact it has on those who encounter it, shaping perceptions, inspiring inquiry, and fueling a collective fascination that transcends generations. The manuscript's legacy in this realm is a testament to its power. It is more than parchment and ink. It is a symbol of human obsession, a mirror reflecting our desire to explore, decode, and uncover the hidden. The Voynich Manuscript thrives in this space between history and myth, a living enigma that continues to captivate scholars, artists, and dreamers alike. Its conspiracies, myths, and controversies are not detours from understanding. They are integral to the manuscript's identity, illustrating the enduring, irresistible pull of mystery. The Voynich Manuscript has challenged minds for over 5 centuries, drawing scholars, cryptographers, linguists, and amateur sleuths into an unrelenting pursuit of understanding. Each generation approaches it with the tools, knowledge, and theories of its time. Yet the manuscript remains an enigma. Its text, illustrations, and structure have inspired countless attempts at decryption, ranging from rigorous scientific analysis to creative speculation. The history of these decoding efforts is itself a story of human curiosity, ingenuity, and obsession. One of the earliest attempts can be traced to the 17th century when Athanasius Kircher, the Jesuit polymath, tried to decipher the text. Kircher, fascinated by the manuscript's mysterious script, believed it contained remnants of ancient Egyptian wisdom. He approached it with the same methods he had applied to hieroglyphs, seeking parallels, creating elaborate substitutions, and hypothesizing connections between symbols and meaning. Despite his intellectual rigor, Kircher's efforts yielded no definitive results. Yet his work set a precedent. The manuscript was to be studied seriously, treated as a challenge worthy of scholarly attention. In the 19th and early 20th centuries, the manuscript resurfaced among collectors and cryptographers, sparking renewed interest. Scholars applied historical linguistics, comparing the text to Latin, Hebrew, and other European languages. Some claimed to detect patterns that resembled inflected forms or grammatical rules, suggesting the manuscript might encode a real language. Others dismissed these observations as coincidence or overinterpretation. Each effort, whether successful or not, deepened the aura of mystery, demonstrating both the manuscript's complexity and the human desire to impose structure on the unknown. Wilfried Voynich, the manuscript's modern namesake, played a pivotal role in stimulating decoding efforts in the 20th century. After acquiring the manuscript in 1912, he circulated copies and photographs among scholars and cryptographers. Voynich himself attempted to decode it, believing it might contain secret knowledge or lost science. His efforts attracted attention from mathematicians, linguists, and military cryptographers, including experts during both World Wars. Yet even with access to contemporary analytical tools, the manuscript resisted interpretation, proving that its creator had crafted a work of extraordinary sophistication and cunning. During the mid-20th century, code breakers and cryptography experts joined the fray. Given the manuscript's European origins and mysterious content, some theorized it could conceal politically or scientifically valuable information. Analysts applied substitution ciphers, frequency analysis, and other classical cryptographic techniques. While some patterns emerged, they always proved insufficient for full translation. The manuscript appeared to follow internal rules and structure, yet its language did not correspond to any known system, defying conventional decoding methods. These failures reinforced its reputation as a puzzle that might never be solved. The late 20th and early 21st centuries brought new technological tools. Statistical analyses revealed that the text exhibits properties similar to natural languages, including predictable word lengths and repeated syllable patterns. Computational linguistics enabled the detection of recurring motifs, potential grammar rules, and structural consistencies across the manuscript. Machine learning algorithms have attempted to map the text onto known languages or generate probabilistic interpretations. Yet even these sophisticated methods have not produced a conclusive translation, emphasizing that the manuscript's complexity may transcend any one analytical approach. Researchers have also explored linguistic creativity as a potential solution. Some theorists propose that the manuscript contains an invented language, carefully constructed to mimic natural language properties while concealing meaning. Others suggest that it may be a polyglot code, blending multiple languages or symbolic systems. These approaches highlight the manuscript's capacity to challenge the human mind, blending intellect, artistry, and secrecy in a single, unyielding work. Each new decoding attempt illuminates the manuscript's sophistication, revealing it not as a random jumble, but as a deliberately structured enigma. Emotionally, the centuries of decoding attempts reflect the human experience of hope, obsession, and occasional despair. Scholars describe moments of exhilaration when a potential breakthrough emerges, only to be met with frustration when it collapses under scrutiny. The manuscript has driven some to obsession, inspiring both awe and relentless dedication. Its allure is as much psychological as intellectual. It demands persistence, imagination, and patience, rewarding those willing to engage with its mysteries with moments of profound wonder. Interestingly, The diversity of attempts also underscores the manuscript's interdisciplinary appeal. Historians, cryptographers, linguists, botanists, astronomers, and artists have all approached it from their unique perspectives. Each discipline brings new insights, yet the manuscript continues to resist full comprehension. This interplay between fields highlights the manuscript's multifaceted genius. It is not merely text or image, but a complex integration of art, science, and language designed to challenge across multiple dimensions. Ultimately, the centuries of decoding efforts tell a story not only of the manuscript itself, but of human curiosity. Each attempt is a testament to the desire to understand, to confront the unknown, and to engage with something that defies easy explanation. The Voynich Manuscript is more than an intellectual puzzle. It is a mirror reflecting our ambition, persistence, and fascination with secrets that challenge the mind. Its enduring mystery reminds us that some knowledge is powerful precisely because it is elusive, and that the journey of seeking understanding can be as profound as the knowledge itself. The attempts at decoding the Voynich Manuscript, spanning centuries, illustrate the manuscript's timeless allure. They reveal both the brilliance of its creation and the intellectual rigor of those who engage with it. Each generation brings new methods, tools, and ideas, yet the manuscript's secrets remain, continuing to inspire, frustrate, and captivate. Its history of decryption efforts is a narrative of human perseverance, intellect, and imagination, a testament to the enduring power of mystery in shaping curiosity across generations. Who created the Voynich Manuscript? This question has haunted scholars, historians, and enthusiasts for centuries, fueling speculation as intriguing as the manuscript itself. Its origins remain shrouded in mystery, inviting theories ranging from the plausible to the fantastical. Each hypothesis illuminates not only the manuscript's possible authors but also the cultural, intellectual, and historical context in which it might have been produced. The question of authorship is inseparable from the manuscript's identity, a puzzle that is as much about human genius as it is about secret knowledge. One prominent theory attributes the manuscript to Roger Bacon, the 13th-century English philosopher, scientist, and polymath. Bacon was renowned for his study of alchemy, optics, and language, and some early scholars suggested that the manuscript's sophistication, encoded text, and scientific illustrations might reflect his intellect. Supporters of this theory point to the manuscript's possible alignment with Bacon's interests in experimental science and cryptography. Yet the carbon dating of the manuscript to the early 15th century complicates this claim, as it postdates Bacon by over a century. Nevertheless, the theory persists, demonstrating the enduring allure of linking the manuscript to a recognized genius. Another theory posits that the manuscript was created by a European court scribe or scholar, perhaps working in Italy or Central Europe. This hypothesis emphasizes the manuscript's meticulous craftsmanship, suggesting that it required access to high-quality materials, scholarly knowledge, and artistic skill. The integration of botanical, astronomical, and symbolic content implies that its author was not only educated but possessed interdisciplinary expertise, a Renaissance mind ahead of its time. In this scenario, the manuscript emerges as a product of deliberate intellectual ambition, a work designed to impress, instruct, or encode hidden knowledge for a select audience. Some researchers have proposed the possibility of multiple authors. The manuscript's varying styles in illustrations and text could reflect collaboration or sequential contributions over time. If true, this would suggest a network of thinkers, each contributing their expertise in botany, astronomy, or linguistics. This theory complicates the idea of a single hidden genius, highlighting the manuscript as a collective creation that embodies the intellectual ambitions of an entire community or school of thought. Such a possibility transforms the manuscript from a solitary artifact into a testament to human collaboration, imagination, and curiosity. There are also more unconventional theories, suggesting that the manuscript's author may have been an eccentric genius working in isolation. The text's complexity, coupled with the fantastical elements in its illustrations, indicates a mind capable of integrating observation, imagination, and invention. Some speculate that the author could have been an alchemist or mystic, encoding philosophical, spiritual, or scientific insights in a language designed to remain obscure. The manuscript, in this view, is not simply a book but an extension of the author's mind, a private universe meticulously constructed to challenge and confound those who attempt to enter it. Historical figures beyond Bacon have also been suggested as possible authors, including Leonardo da Vinci and other polymaths of the late medieval and early Renaissance periods. Advocates point to similarities in style, scientific curiosity, and inventive thinking. While evidence is circumstantial, the appeal of connecting the manuscript to a known figure reflects a human desire to anchor mystery in recognizable genius. Associating the manuscript with a luminary amplifies its perceived significance, casting its complexity as evidence of extraordinary intellect rather than mere enigma. The manuscript's authorship may also remain intentionally obscured. It is possible that the creator designed the work to conceal their identity, either for protection, prestige, or to enhance the mystique of the content. In this sense, secrecy becomes a deliberate component of the manuscript's genius, reinforcing its status as a work of intellectual and artistic sophistication. The very act of creating a text that defies understanding may itself be an assertion of brilliance, demonstrating mastery not only of content but of the psychology of curiosity and intrigue. Emotionally, the question of authorship resonates with a human fascination with genius and mystery. The manuscript invites speculation, admiration, and awe at the mind capable of producing such a work. It challenges observers to imagine the intellect, patience, and creativity required to conceive, draft, and perfect a text that integrates complex botanical, astronomical, and linguistic systems into a seamless, cryptic whole. The author, whether singular or collective, becomes an almost mythic figure, a hidden genius whose brilliance endures centuries beyond their lifetime. Theories of authorship also highlight the manuscript's interdisciplinary brilliance. Its integration of natural science, observation, symbolism, and linguistic invention suggests a mind, or minds, capable of spanning multiple domains of knowledge. The manuscript is not simply a book or a code. It is a synthesis of learning, observation, and creativity. Its author's genius lies not only in content but in the deliberate construction of a work that challenges cognition, perception, and imagination across time. Ultimately, the Voynich Manuscript's authorship may remain unknowable, and perhaps that is part of its enduring power. Its mystery forces us to confront the limits of historical knowledge, the boundaries of human creativity, and the allure of hidden genius. Whether created by a polymath, a group of scholars, or an eccentric visionary, the manuscript stands as a testament to intellectual ambition, meticulous craftsmanship, and the enduring human desire to encode, preserve, and challenge knowledge. The question of who authored the Voynich Manuscript continues to inspire curiosity, debate, and admiration. It is a mystery that transcends time, reminding us that some works are defined not only by their content but by the brilliance, intention, and enigma of their creation. The manuscript is a monument to hidden genius, an enduring symbol of human intellect, imagination, and the tantalizing power of the unknown. Beyond its centuries-long struggle to be understood, the Voynich Manuscript has left an indelible mark on culture, imagination, and the collective psyche. Its influence stretches far beyond academic study, inspiring artists, writers, filmmakers, and enthusiasts alike. The manuscript has become more than a book. It is a symbol of human curiosity, a testament to the power of mystery, and a cultural phenomenon that bridges history, art, and imagination. Its presence resonates in unexpected ways, shaping perceptions of knowledge, secrecy, and creativity. From the earliest references to its modern-day fame, the Voynich Manuscript has captured public imagination. Its enigmatic text and fantastical illustrations invite interpretation, speculation, and storytelling. Writers have incorporated it into historical fiction, thrillers, and speculative narratives, imagining secret societies, hidden knowledge, or ancient wisdom encoded within its pages. Films and video games have drawn inspiration from its mystery, portraying it as a magical artifact, a key to unlocking hidden worlds, or a puzzle that can alter reality itself. Through popular culture, the manuscript has become a shared icon, familiar to millions even without its secrets being revealed. The manuscript also inspires fascination in the art world. Its intricate botanical illustrations, cosmic diagrams, and imaginative imagery provide a visual lexicon for contemporary artists exploring surrealism, symbolism, and the intersection of science and fantasy. The pages of the Voynich Manuscript are often referenced in exhibitions, digital art projects, and design, highlighting the enduring allure of its visual language. Artists are drawn not only to its aesthetic beauty but to the tension it embodies between clarity and mystery, precision and imagination. Each illustration invites reinterpretation, turning a historical object into a living canvas for creativity. In academic circles, the Voynich Manuscript has fostered interdisciplinary collaboration. Scholars in linguistics, cryptography, botany, astronomy, and history converge to analyze its text, illustrations, and material composition. Conferences, publications, and online forums bring together experts and enthusiasts worldwide, creating communities united by curiosity and shared fascination. The manuscript has become a focal point for intellectual exchange, demonstrating how a single enigmatic artifact can inspire collaboration across fields, cultures, and generations. Its mystery acts as both challenge and catalyst, motivating innovation in research methods, analysis, and interpretation. The manuscript cultural impact also highlights its psychological power. Its allure lies in the tension between accessibility and secrecy. Readers and researchers alike are drawn in by its apparent meaning, yet continually confronted by its inscrutability. This dynamic fosters a powerful emotional response, curiosity, awe, frustration, and wonder that transcends disciplines and backgrounds. The manuscript becomes a mirror, reflecting the human desire to understand, to decode, and to engage with what resists comprehension. In this sense, the Voynich Manuscript functions not merely as an object of study, but as a psychological and cultural phenomenon. Interestingly, the manuscript has influenced the philosophy of knowledge itself. Scholars and theorists reflect on its implications for epistemology. What does it mean to possess knowledge that cannot be fully accessed? How does human understanding interact with objects designed to remain partially hidden? The Voynich Manuscript prompts reflection on the limits of cognition, the nature of secrecy, and the ways in which culture assigns value to the unknown. It challenges the conventional notion that knowledge must be fully explicable, suggesting instead that mystery itself can be meaningful, inspiring, and transformative. The manuscript's digital presence has amplified its cultural impact. High-resolution scans, online exhibitions, and virtual analysis tools allow global audiences to explore its pages in detail. Amateur cryptographers, hobbyists, and enthusiasts contribute observations and hypotheses, creating a participatory culture around the manuscript. Social media, podcasts, and online communities foster discussion and speculation, ensuring that the Voynich Manuscript remains a living phenomenon, constantly evolving in relevance and fascination. Its digital dissemination transforms it from a static historical artifact into an interactive cultural icon. Emotionally, the manuscript resonates because it embodies the human struggle with the unknown. It combines beauty, intellect, and enigma, evoking wonder, obsession, and humility. Each attempt to understand it, whether scholarly or playful, becomes part of a shared human narrative. Its cultural impact is not measured solely by fame or interpretation, but by the emotional and imaginative engagement it inspires across generations. The manuscript story is a reminder that mystery can be a profound source of connection, creativity, and reflection. Moreover, the Voynich Manuscript has become a symbol of intellectual perseverance. Its centuries-long resistance to complete understanding exemplifies the persistence, curiosity, and ingenuity of those who engage with it. In this sense, the manuscript is as much about human endeavor as it is about hidden knowledge. It celebrates the process of inquiry, the thrill of discovery, and the beauty of grappling with complexity. Its cultural phenomenon is therefore a reflection of the human spirit itself, a testament to curiosity, imagination, and the enduring pursuit of understanding. In conclusion, the Voynich Manuscript's cultural impact transcends its pages. It exists simultaneously as a historical artifact, an artistic inspiration, a puzzle for scholars, and a psychological and philosophical symbol. Its enigmatic nature invites storytelling, artistic creation, and intellectual exploration, ensuring its place in the global imagination. The manuscript's enduring fascination demonstrates that some works resonate not only through what they contain but through the mystery, emotion, and cultural dialogue they inspire. The Voynich Manuscript, in the realm of culture, is more than a book. It is a phenomenon. Its mystery endures because it challenges, inspires, and captivates. It reminds humanity that the unknown can be beautiful, powerful, and transformative, and that the pursuit of understanding is often as significant as the knowledge itself. In this way, the manuscript continues to shape culture, imagination, and curiosity centuries after its creation, securing its place as one of history's most enduring enigmas. Beyond its physical pages, its enigmatic script, and its intricate illustrations, the Voynich Manuscript evokes profound emotional and philosophical reflections. It is more than a puzzle. It is a mirror for the human mind, revealing our fascination with the unknown, our yearning for discovery, and our complex relationship with knowledge itself. Engaging with the manuscript invites introspection, challenging observers to confront the limits of understanding, the allure of mystery, and the emotional resonance of secrets that remain just beyond reach. Emotionally, the manuscript captivates because it embodies both allure and frustration. Scholars describe feelings of exhilaration when a potential pattern appears, only to experience despair when understanding proves elusive. This cycle of hope and disappointment mirrors human encounters with other forms of mystery, whether in science, art, or personal discovery. The manuscript compels us to dwell in ambiguity, to embrace curiosity even when certainty is impossible. Its very resistance amplifies its power, transforming the act of studying it into a psychological journey as intense as any adventure in the physical world. Philosophically, the manuscript provokes questions about knowledge, communication, and meaning. What does it mean to possess a work that conveys information but defies interpretation? Can something be knowledge if it cannot be understood? The Voynich Manuscript challenges conventional notions of literacy, language, and cognition. Its text is both structured and inscrutable, suggesting that communication is not solely about clarity, but also about intention, artistry, and the interplay between reader and writer. In this sense, the manuscript becomes a meditation on the nature of human understanding itself. The manuscript also invites reflection on the passage of time and the persistence of curiosity. Created over 600 years ago, it has survived wars, neglect, and centuries of changing intellectual paradigms. Its endurance underscores the universality of human fascination with the unknown. Every generation that encounters it adds a layer of interpretation, effort, and imagination, creating a chain of engagement that connects past and present. In contemplating the manuscript, we witness the continuity of human curiosity and the timeless drive to explore what lies beyond immediate comprehension. Human obsession with the manuscript highlights a deeper truth. Mystery has intrinsic value. The Voynich Manuscript is compelling not only because it might conceal lost knowledge, but because it provokes thought, inspires creativity, and challenges cognition. Its unresolved nature transforms the pursuit of understanding into an experience of wonder and humility. In this way, the manuscript teaches a lesson about the human condition, that the journey of inquiry, the struggle to engage with complexity, and the embrace of uncertainty are as meaningful as any resolution. The manuscript also evokes philosophical musings on secrecy and intention. Did its creator intend for it to remain unsolved? Was it a work of genius designed to challenge, entertain, or protect knowledge? The deliberate opacity suggests that some truths are meant to be concealed, that some wisdom exists to test patience, intellect, and perception. This interplay between concealment and revelation mirrors larger questions in life. What is shared versus hidden? And how does the act of uncovering shape understanding? The Voynich Manuscript becomes a metaphor for all human attempts to decipher the world around us. Emotionally, the manuscript's endurance fosters empathy for those who sought to understand it. Across centuries, individuals have been drawn into its labyrinth of text and image, investing intellect, time, and imagination into the impossible task of comprehension. Their experiences, frustration, exhilaration, obsession, become part of the manuscript story. The artifact is not just a passive object. It is an active participant in human history, shaping thought, inspiring investigation, and provoking reflection. Each reader becomes part of an ongoing dialogue with a creator long gone, united across time in pursuit of the unknowable. The manuscript also challenges the human desire for closure. In a world often obsessed with answers, the Voynich Manuscript stands as a monument to ambiguity. Its enduring mystery reminds us that some knowledge is meant to provoke reflection rather than provide definitive clarity. The tension between understanding and uncertainty becomes a source of intellectual and emotional engagement. In this sense, the manuscript is a philosophical exercise, prompting consideration of epistemology, the ethics of inquiry, and the nature of curiosity itself. Moreover, the manuscript inspires contemplation about creativity and genius. Its author, whether an individual polymath, a collective of scholars, or an imaginative visionary, demonstrates the power of human intellect to construct a work that transcends ordinary comprehension. The manuscript exemplifies the intersection of science, art, and language, showcasing how creativity can operate across multiple dimensions simultaneously. In reflecting on authorship, observers confront the astonishing possibilities of human ingenuity, reminding us that the boundaries of understanding are often limited only by imagination and persistence. Ultimately, the Voynich Manuscript serves as both a mirror and a window, a mirror reflecting the human mind's persistent curiosity, hope, and obsession, and a window into a world of hidden knowledge, deliberate design, and artistic genius. Its emotional and philosophical impact lies not merely in the quest for decoding, but in the profound experience of engaging with an enduring mystery. The manuscript challenges us to embrace uncertainty, to value the journey of inquiry, and to marvel at the intellect and imagination required to create something so enduringly enigmatic. The manuscript's lessons extend beyond history or scholarship. It reminds us that mystery, complexity, and unanswered questions are intrinsic to human experience. In a single artifact, we see the convergence of intellect, creativity, curiosity, and emotion. The Voynich Manuscript is more than a historical object. It is a living dialogue, a meditation on knowledge, and a testament to the enduring human fascination with the unknown. Its power lies not only in what it might contain, but in the emotional, philosophical, and intellectual journey it provokes in every generation. The Voynich Manuscript remains one of history's most profound enigmas, defying centuries of scholarship, technology, and human curiosity. Its enduring mystery is not merely a question of language or imagery, but a testament to the power of the unknown to captivate, challenge, and inspire. It persists as a bridge between the past and present, between intellect and imagination, reminding humanity that some secrets are designed to endure, to provoke, and to spark the imagination of generations yet to come. The manuscript's legacy is multifaceted. Historically, it serves as a window into medieval knowledge, artistic expression, and intellectual ambition. Its botanical, astronomical, and symbolic illustrations suggest a world rich in observation and experimentation, reflecting the interdisciplinary curiosity of its creator. The manuscript encapsulates a time when science, art, and philosophy were intertwined, offering insight into the mindset of an era that prized knowledge, creativity, and subtlety. Yet its ultimate purpose remains elusive. leaving its content tantalizingly out of reach and ensuring that its historical significance is inseparable from its mystery. Modern scholarship has expanded its legacy even further. Carbon dating, spectral analysis, AI-based linguistics, and global collaborative research have all contributed to a nuanced understanding of the manuscript, while simultaneously reinforcing its inscrutability. In revealing certain truths, such as age, materials, and structural patterns, technology has paradoxically deepened the mystery. Each revelation confirms the manuscript's sophistication, while the aspects that remain undeciphered highlight the limits of even our most advanced analytical tools. This duality, clarity and ambiguity existing side by side, is central to the manuscript's enduring power. Culturally, the manuscript has transcended academic interest to become a symbol of human curiosity, imagination, and the thrill of the unknown. Its presence in literature, art, and digital media has inspired countless interpretations, turning it into a shared icon that resonates across societies and generations. The manuscript is a reminder that mystery itself can hold value, that the pursuit of understanding can be as transformative as knowledge itself. Its legacy is therefore not only historical or scientific but profoundly human, reflecting our drive to explore, question, and create meaning in the face of uncertainty. Emotionally, the manuscript resonates because it embodies both fascination and humility. It challenges us to confront our desire for closure and to accept that some questions may remain unanswered. In doing so, it teaches a subtle but profound lesson, that the human experience is enriched not solely by what we understand, but also by what eludes us. Its pages are a canvas for curiosity, reflection, and imagination, offering a space where intellect and emotion intertwine, where wonder and frustration coexist, and where the act of engagement itself becomes a form of enlightenment. The Voynich Manuscript also leaves a legacy of intellectual perseverance. Scholars, cryptographers, linguists, and enthusiasts have devoted lifetimes to its study, demonstrating the depth of human commitment to inquiry. Its complexity tests patience, observation, and imagination, rewarding dedication with moments of insight and reflection, even if ultimate comprehension remains unattainable. In this sense, the manuscript is a monument to persistence, illustrating that the pursuit of knowledge, especially in the face of the unknown, is itself a noble endeavor. Interestingly, the manuscript's ambiguity allows it to occupy multiple roles simultaneously. It is a historical document, a scientific puzzle, a work of art, and a philosophical meditation. Its pages challenge assumptions, stimulate debate, and spark creativity. The manuscript's ability to inspire across disciplines and centuries is a key aspect of its legacy. It exists not merely as a static artifact, but as a living enigma that continues to provoke thought, inspire innovation, and captivate minds around the world. The manuscript also prompts reflection on the nature of secrecy and discovery. Its content may never be fully understood, and yet that very inscrutability is what gives it enduring significance. The act of engaging with a manuscript, studying, theorizing, imagining, becomes a form of participation in a centuries-old dialogue between creator and observer. Each generation of scholars and enthusiasts contributes to this dialogue, adding layers of interpretation, insight, and cultural meaning, ensuring that the manuscript's influence continues to evolve over time. Ultimately, the Voynich Manuscript challenges us to reconsider our relationship with mystery. It reminds us that not all knowledge is meant to be fully accessible, and that the unknown can be a source of inspiration, creativity, and reflection. Its pages invite us to embrace curiosity, to celebrate intellectual ambition, and to marvel at the ingenuity required to create something so complex, beautiful, and enduringly enigmatic. The manuscript's mystery is not a void but a space for imagination, inquiry, and connection, a testament to the human desire to explore beyond the visible, the known, and the comprehensible. As the manuscript sits quietly in the Binek Rare Book and Manuscript Library at Yale University, it continues to engage minds around the globe. Digitized images, academic studies, and public fascination ensure that its legacy is alive and growing. Each reader, scholar, or observer becomes part of an ongoing story, participating in a dialogue that stretches across time and space. The manuscript's enduring power lies not only in its secrets, but in the curiosity it inspires, the wonder it provokes, and the intellectual and emotional journeys it sparks in those who dare to engage with it. The Voynich Manuscript's final legacy is therefore both timeless and personal. It is a reminder that the unknown can be a source of beauty, challenge, and inspiration. It shows us that mystery is not merely to be solved, but to be experienced, reflected upon, and celebrated. As we consider its pages, we are compelled to ask, what if this secret changes how we see history, knowledge, or the boundaries of human imagination? The manuscript's mystery endures because it is greater than any single solution. It is an invitation to explore the infinite possibilities of thought, creativity, and wonder. The Voynich Manuscript remains, in every sense, a masterpiece of human curiosity, a symbol of intellect, imagination, and the unyielding pursuit of the unknown. Its legacy is not only in what it contains, but in the endless questions it provokes, the cultural resonance it inspires, and the emotional and philosophical reflections it awakens. The manuscript is, and will remain, one of history's most compelling enigmas, a timeless invitation to wonder, explore, and marvel at the genius of the unknown.